me talk to you.
The biggest icon in wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Sorry about that. All right, now we're better. Okay, so welcome. We are back for another episode of Let Me Talk to You, episode 38. My name is Frankie Fresco, and as you can tell, I do not have my brother with me. Unfortunately, he could not make it. He had to be there for some other thing, much more important than a podcast. I blame you, the Trapio. How dare you not show up? But anyways, I was able to get two other of my closest friends to join me. I think you guys know who they are. So first and foremost, I'll go with the guy, I guess to my left, that says not the Trapio. Sir, can you tell us who you are? Not the Trapio?
Yo, I'm the Sean Allen, baby.
I love it. Sean Stanley right there.
Trapio, and I have returned.
He has returned. And down on the bottom, we got somebody else as well. Talk to me. Vince Sammy in the building.
Oh, for tonight, just Hill Sammy. Let's pretend Hill Sammy for tonight.
Oh man, Hill Sammy. I like it. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick breakdown. Actually, a quick rundown of our show. Obviously, we're gonna talk a little bit about NXT for the first 15 to 20 minutes. We'll do a recap of what happened last night. Then we'll jump into the more important thing. Of course, all you guys want to talk about, obviously, is about the Miami Dolphins. As you can see, both myself and Hill Sammy here, we both have our Dolphins colors, and not the Trapio. I forgot about his hat. He does have his hat, so I can't knock him for it. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about soccer. We might have a fourth guest, so I might hopefully at
you got more than one friend.
Yes, sir. Today I had to go big today because when the Trapio doesn't show up, you guys don't want to see, the fans don't want to just see me. They want to see more people. So I was like, whatever, we'll bring everybody on board tonight. So it's all good. But I see everybody coming in the chat board. Steven, the first one on there. Stony Stanley, there you go. Thank you, sir, for always coming. And Josh, I see it. That's weird. Free the Trapio. Yeah, I don't know. I know the Trapio is usually here, but it is what it is. But let's go ahead and start first with NXT last night. And of course, NXT started off with a bang. We had a hell of a tag team match. We had Axiom and Nathan Frazier going one-on-one against the Street Profits. But that wasn't the most important thing that happened. And I know Sean and myself were doing the Squared Circle Digest last night. And I mentioned it right after we got off. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Something's going on. And this is what happened. The fact that the Bloodline showed up to NXT. Can you believe it, gentlemen? The Bloodline finally, what I've been preaching about all this time, finally happened. We got to see the Bloodline without Solo, though. Solo was not there, but we still got the Bloodline. Let's go first with not the Trapio. What did you think about the Bloodline showing up over there in NXT, sir?
No, I love when they do these kind of, I guess, surprises in a way. They did put the Street Profits in there. The Street Profits and the Bloodline are, you want to call it a feud. They're feuding on SmackDown for the tag titles. So everything still kind of makes sense. It wasn't just like the Bloodline showed up and destroyed NXT. But I do like the fact, too, that afterwards, Ava throws out the little thing like, hey, if you guys wanted to show up, all you had to do is ask me. And if anybody knows the situation, Ava is The Rock's daughter. The Rock is the final boss. And I feel like ultimately you're going to see a lot of this stuff. But the one thing I did notice about this whole thing, CW that first show on CW is going to be loaded.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about what they added to that show. Hill Sammy, I know you didn't get a chance to watch NXT last night, but we still want to get your opinion. What did you think about the Bloodline making an appearance on NXT?
Well,
Like,
the bloodline means rate is where they are. You know, the most interesting topic in the whole WWE probably, other than Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan feud during the year, and of course Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. The bloodline for the whole year has been the topic, and of course the move to CW is huge. They need that kind of all eyes on the product. The merger with NXT has brought some very good dividends for them. But anything to do they can do for that first show. I think it's October 1st, right? On CW, they need to put some ice in the product. So it's a good move for them to have the bloodline for sure.
absolutely. So then not only was this NXT starting off with a bang, but then we had another big match, which was for the first time we got the chance to see let me pull this up. There you go. Chelsea Green go one-on-one against is it Julia, Sean? Am I saying that wrong?
Julia?
Is it Julia or Julia?
Julia.
Yeah, right?
It's basically like Julia Hart, but it's spelled differently.
Okay,
With
so
G?
we got Julia versus Chelsea Green last night. It was her debut. She obviously did defeat Chelsea Green. We kind of figured she was gonna beat Chelsea Green. I was I'm a little bit confused because they keep messing around with Chelsea Green. They keep throwing her an NXT, and I don't get the concept of it. I'm a little bit confused where her character is. But I mean, I guess they needed somebody to kind of like go ahead and put Julia against somebody before she obviously meets up against Roxanne Perez on that first NXT show on the CW. Sean, what you thought about Julia and her performance last night on this one?
No, I think she showcased her. I thought honestly they gave Chelsea too much, even though they didn't give her that much. I thought it was a good because the whole Chelsea Green character is really she's Karen. No matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough, and that works because you want to see her get her ass whooped, basically, and that's what it does, and she plays it perfectly, but I thought that they gave her a little bit too much with Julia just because you're going to push her for the NXT title. I thought she should have kind of went in there and just kind of ran through her because, again, it's Chelsea Green. It's not like she's going against Tiffany Stratton or Bailey or one of those. So, I mean, I liked it. I liked everything she did. I was worried that it might not work out and translate to, again, because the WWE style is a little different than what everybody is used to. That's why they go to NXT to go. And I really didn't see a lot of those mistakes. There was a few little things where she hit a couple moves, but again, now they have more cameras to where they can fix some of that stuff. It's not just a hard camera anymore. So overall, I thought it was great for Julia.
Hill Sammy, do you know who Julia is?
Yes, I know Julia. Actually, it was a great get for them. I think she was in Japan. AEW was really looking to sign her, so that was the one that actually got away from AEW. So it was a huge signing for WWE.
Awesome.
I personally love Chelsea Green. Her character, like you said, they keep moving around. She appears on Raw, she appears on SmackDown, she appears on tag teams, but I think she's following the Mike Cardona blueprint. You just don't say no to anything. So you do whatever they ask you to do. You're gonna give your best. She's always for it. She's a great character. She's really making the best of her opportunity. Her dream was to be in WWE. He was crushed when he was fired by WWE, and now she's back and she will do whatever it takes to get to the top. Hopefully someday he will get rewarded for it.
Of course. And then, of course, what me and my brother technically always like to bring up is the fact that we always have this whole TNA NXT connection, and whether a TNA wrestler will win an NXT belt or vice versa. And what happened last night was Jordan Gray, she had an open challenge, and guess who was the one who accepted that open challenge? That was Sol Roca. Sir, let's go with not the Trapio, sir. Was this the right person to go up against Jordan Grace? We all knew that Jordan Grace was going to win, but was this a good showing for Ruka.
Yeah, and then the way they did the ending with
Don't spoil
Rose-
it. Don't spoil it.
what? Oh,
Don't
you're talking about no, but I think that's why they picked Sol Ruka to be, that person in there, because they knew they're going to get a great match. It pushed Jordan Grace. It wasn't just Jordan Grace showing up and running through an NXT talent. So it showcased an NXT talent against a great TNA talent, and then ultimately you get what I can't spoil.
And the reason we can't spoil that is because I wanted to share it as well, Sean.
I'm sorry.
That's the reason why I told you don't spoil it. But thank you for not spoiling it. And of course, this is what Sean was mentioning, was the fact that Jordan Grace got attacked. She got attacked by Rosemary. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah,
Rosemary?
I couldn't think of her name. That's the one I was like, Rosemary. Yes, Rosemary.
Rosemary and Wendy Chu.
Yeah,
so
Wendy
the two creepy characters from NXT. Well, one is from NXT and the Rosemary is from TNA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So it was kind of cool that they came and they attacked her from behind, and because of this, so Ruka unfortunately did not win the match. It was disqualification. Let's go with Finn Sammy. What you think about this? What you think about actually, you got TNA getting involved in the NXT? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? What you think about this ending?
Personally, I love it. For the quick question, is it now Wendy Chu or Wendy Boo? Since now she's a heel, like you kind of choose which Wendy Boo, because her character is so much. So all of a sudden she's a heel, and that got me really confused. But I digress. But Sol Ruka, a real athlete. Well, I think she was the one that won in the trials. Great athlete. She's still developing so early. She has a promising future in WWE. It's interesting to me how they keep developing female wrestlers in NXT. Even if you ask me, they're doing a better job to developing female wrestlers than male wrestlers. That's just my opinion in NXT. So a great performance. The rumor in the end, though, is that her contract is up. The TNA gal, I forgot her name.
Jordan Grace?
Yeah, Jordan Grace. I verified it. Jordan Grace contract is up on early January. That's the rumor in the Is that true? Of course, NXT and WWE will do whatever it takes to feature her well, to make her feel comfortable, to give her a chance that if you want to jump to WWE in January, this is what we're doing for you. Him and John Henry, there's two guys that we're probably going to do the jump whatever the contracts are up. So they're doing the right for both of them.
Nice, absolutely. And maybe AEW might sneak in there and have a say when it comes to Jordan Grace, but you never know.
They always do.
I'm just saying, it's always a possibility. And because of this, obviously,
you'll have to pay her.
I don't think money is an issue when it comes to AEW.
No, that's what I'm saying. They can win by paying her. They're not going to win by anything other than money.
Yeah. So then obviously next week we got this badass fight between Liva Valkyria teaming up with Tatum Paxley, and of course she's going to be going up against Wendy Chu and Rosemary. So that's going to be exciting for next week. Let's go and talk a little bit more of what happened. A couple quick ones because I know we were taking a little bit more than I expected. First and foremost, Obafemi. Obafemi went one-on-one and a surprise gentleman. I mean, Hammerstone from TNA. It was a surprise for us. Gentlemen, quick take on it. What did you think about Hammerstone? What did you think about the fight, Obafemi fighting Hammerstone here? Let's start with Not DiTrapio.
Overall, they basically got to look at Hammerstone. They brought him in. They offered him something, but I don't think it was enough for what he wanted. He ended up going to TNA, and now here he is still on NXT TV. So overall, I think it's just them scouting. How will he go against and look on TV here?
Finn Sammy, you feel the same way?
Absolutely, they make them feel welcome. Obafemi is such a different character. It's like a character from Street Fighter or some video game. He's so much different than everybody else. So it's a different look. Obafemi is it's interesting to see if that's the kind of character that when it jumps to WWE, it gets lost in the midst when Vince McMahon used to be in charge. Whenever he makes the jump, it's going to see interesting to see that kind of character translate to the WWE main roster.
Absolutely. The other match that also we want to talk about quickly is also the fact that Chase U had a big fight, and of course, Chase U got destroyed last. Finn Sammy, please do not throw the.
He said Chase U. It doesn't.
I know it's for Chase U, but over here we do not throw in none of the U. we're gonna have to hold on. Do not throw in that, because what tends to happen is you tend to get kicked out of the show. That's it. And we can see him backstage, and he still keeps throwing that you. Luckily, I like you, sir, so I'll bring you back on board. But
Thank you.
we had obviously Chase U. Duke got destroyed, which we kind of figured was gonna happen. Rich Holland was gonna beat him. We saw that coming no matter what. So quick take, you guys, what you to think about this, and we all agree. Andrew Chase, is that Andrew Chase, right? Andrew Chase?
I think so.
I think that's how you say his name. He's probably the next guy in line, right? You guys agree?
Yeah, no, I mean, they had to make him look like a monster, or else what you did at the pay-per-view means nothing. Or I'm sorry, the PLE means nothing.
Yeah. Fan Sammy, same thing, right? You agree?
Absolutely. That's the topic of the show. They found a way to give characters spotlights. They're building towards something. That's exactly what's happening in the main roster. They're finding a way to develop characters, to give them spotlights, to give them opportunities. And NXT for sure is doing a great job with it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So the other thing, hold on a second. Let me switch you guys around. Hold on a second. Put it in. There you go. All right. So now let's go ahead and talk about what is happening, of course, on how they're hyping this up when it comes to this new CW move from NXT. And what's happening now is that they went ahead and they added something to the first world premiere of NXT on the CW, and that is that they're adding Miz TV now to that Chicago actual premiere. So do you guys like this? Do you like Miz TV showing up in Chicago? We got CM Punk, now we got Miz showing up. You guys think this is the right move for NXT when it comes to their premiere on the CW? We'll start with Sean.
I want to hold off and hold reservation on this to see who the guest is and what they're working here. I don't necessarily agree with Miz TV all of a sudden just being on the show, but if they can work it into something, then it's more star power on the show. You work more star power onto the show that's already got a lot of star power.
Sean, sorry for a minute, Fensami. CM Punk will be on the show as well.
CM Punk's already there. Yes.
Just want to let you know, Josh.
You
Go
have to
ahead,
remember, the first one, October 1st is CM Punk. October 8th is Randy Orton. That's Chicago, Illinois, and then St. Louis, Missouri. So those two shows already have those two guys on it, and then now they're obviously going to add more to them.
Yeah, and Sammy, what do you think about the Miz, man? And that's a good point that Sean said. The guest, who do you think it might be?
The Miz is basically not a move for us. It's a move to the night to say we're giving a mainstream star who has crossover in media, in shows, and misses and movies. It's a premiere on CW, and we're going to put the Miz on the show. That's basically enough for us. Everyone has an opinion on The Miz. I've personally been a fan of The Miz, and sometimes I'm sour on him. But basically, if you ask me, that's not a move for the fans. That's a move for the network saying, we're going to do the premiere, and we have The Miz on the show. He's mainstream, and it's basically for them. There's more star power for the premiere in the CW show.
Of course. And something, Josh, you said that they needed to have CM Punk. They will have him, and not only that, they're gonna have him next week. So CM Punk actually will be next week on NXT. Gentlemen, what you think about CM Punk already coming? He has a big announcement apparently for next week. So what do you think, Sean, about CM Punk being there at NXT next week?
Yeah, somehow they're working him into this Roxanne Julia stuff. I'm not sure what it's going to be, what the announcement's going to be, but I have a feeling like maybe he's the special guest referee for that match.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Him and Roxanne have that relationship. If you watch and you follow the IG, they're always training together. He trained with her when he was coming back. So, and then now you add Julia into it. And I believe that ultimately it's going to be a high profile match, needs a high profile official. And there's none better than me, CM Punk.
Yeah. Sammy, what do you think about CM Punk?
Absolutely 100%. That's a confrontation that's bound to happen. Probably CM Punk is going to be a special guest referee for that match. It makes sense. It's Chicago. You don't expect him to wrestle in Chicago on NXT, but being a referee, getting an entrance, and being in probably the main event, that's going to be huge for NXT.
Josh points out something interesting there.
That's what I was trying to show you. I was trying to get you.
All right, he might be going somewhere with
Yeah,
this.
because all of a sudden now AJ Lee was on a podcast talking about Naomi and Bailey, and she says she doesn't keep up with the current day product. But the fact that she's talking wrestling now, how when's the last time you heard AJ Lee talking wrestling, or AJ Mendez, or anything like that talking anything wrestling? It feels like they're setting something up.
And no doubt, you have a very good point. MTV, the Miz does belong in Chicago. He was Real World Chicago, right? Wasn't he Real World Chicago? No. You know what? No doubt. I think he was New York. He was New York. He was in the New York one.
It's New York, yes.
He was in
I remember for that WrestleMania entrance, he was New York, yes.
Yeah, he was New York. So maybe I mean Chicago, New York, they're still up there. Now let's talk about, of course, the match that we all wanted to see. Last night, it ended with a bang, and of course, it was Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. And of course, you had Ethan Page get involved. And of course, this was a last man standing. And we got, me and my brother had picked Pete Dunne, but I didn't know that Pete Dunne was going to wrestle, or I guess I didn't take into effect that he was going to wrestle on Monday night. So he was already bruised up from Monday. So that kind of gave it away. I was like, God damn it. It's basically Trick Williams is going to win this match, but I really wanted Pete Dunne to win. To be honest with you, I wanted Pete Dunne to win because I think Trick Williams is already a powerhouse in the NXT world. I don't think he needs to be fighting for a belt. But we'll start with you, Finn Sammy. You mentioned that NXT has or is producing more women wrestlers than male wrestlers. Is this a reason why maybe Trick Williams won and we're going to get Ethan Page against Trick Williams again?
For the record, I'm a huge fan of Ethan Page. I've always been a fan of Ethan Page. I was so happy to see him when he jumped to NXT. BCB on the use on AEW and Ring of Honor. He's a great character. He's still developing. The reason why, if you ask me, they gave it the championship so very quickly as soon as he got into the door is because of this match. They got Trick Williams putting him over, and now he's going to find a way to take the championship back. It's going to be a huge match, but I expect Trick Williams, the ability on Trick Williams to get that championship back. One of those characters that, again, when they go to the main roster at WWE, we'll see if he gets over there. But he's so huge on NXT with that trick and all that crap. So if you ask me, he's going to get the championship back, but I'm a huge fan of what they're doing with both of them.
Sean?
Yeah, I mean, and then also the other thing is, I don't know if you saw it this weekend, but in Orlando, Trick Williams, Bianca Belair, and a lot of them were on the what's the show by Wild Out or whatever. What's that the show on? I don't know who does it.
MTV, Wild and Out.
Yeah, they did that in Orlando live. They were there. Really? So when you start looking at
look at you.
When you start looking at crossover and like Sammy was talking about with the Miz, again, I think if this was for a PLE match, Pete Dunne wins. But since it's the first match on CW, it's Miz, it's CM Punk, it's Trick Williams, it's Pop, and the mixture of all of that is coming to CW.
Star power.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Pete Dunne doesn't have that crossover appeal that Trick Williams does. So I think that kind of put the nail in the coffin for him.
I wanted Pete Dunne to come in there. What's up, Tonight? I see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in, brother. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was our NXT segment. We're going to move on now to what all you guys always want to go ahead and hear about, and it's the Dolphin segment. Of course, I'm waiting for my friend to jump on board. I just sent him a message. I'm like, yo, are you coming on? He said, yeah. How long? I said, bro, okay, so he's coming by in like another 3 minutes. So in the meantime, us three will talk about, let's talk first and foremost about the elephant in the room. And that's obviously TYREEK Hill, right? That has been the issue. That has been the controversy. I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I have a lot that I want to go ahead and say. Before we go and talk about what happened with TYREEK, I'm not going to show the video. We already saw all the videos. We're all Dolphin fans. We've seen it probably 20,000 times. So I'm not going to show that. But what I am going to go show is I'm going to show you guys the actual video of what TYREEK had to say today in reference to that. So let me pull this up right now. Let me see if I could get this to work. Sorry, guys. This is me trying to multitask while I have everybody. While you guys
Doing
are
a great
putting me
job.
live.
Great
It's
job.
not easy.
No,
It's,
no,
it's easy. It seems easy, but it's not.
no. It's not easy. Like it isn't.
No.
All right, so let me bring it up. I believe you guys can hear. Let's see what Tyreek had to say.
Like, not only did he treat me bad, you know what I'm saying, he also treated my teammates with, disrespect. He had some crazy words towards them, and they ain't even do nothing. Like, what did they do to you? They just walking on the sidewalk. So, I don't know, bro. Like, he gotta go, man. Like, it's not too many times that Cheetah say people gotta go, but you out when they say on wild or not, gone.
All right. Thank you.
So first and foremost, guys, Cheetah kind of being like nonchalant, drinking his soda there. I guess I wonder what he was drinking. Maybe he was drinking some lemonade in there. I'm just assuming. So I'll go first on this one, and then obviously you guys all have seen the video, the footage. We all can agree that Cheetah made a mistake. Obviously, he wasn't cooperating. He didn't make the situation any easier. And we had a lot of controversy because we have a lot of Dolphin fans siding with one or the other. But there's also a lot of fans out there that are actually agreeing with us and saying, hey, look, it's both. Like, it was an issue with, Tyreek Hill, and there was an issue with the police officers, the Miami-Dade, that didn't handle the situation correctly. I got to say one thing, though, and this is my issue, right? And the issue was, and I don't want to point it out, but I'm going to point it out. Sean, tell Big O not to hurt me. But one of the things that Big O goes ahead.
You gotta tell me.
You're your own.
One of the things that Big O said, which I didn't agree with him. And I like to bring up, these things because I did see. I tune into everybody. So I watch Big O. I watch TD Finn's talk. I see Finn Sammy with his show. I see all you guys. Maybe I don't comment all the time, but while I'm working and stuff, I'll tune in and just have it there and just watch it. And then I'll try to hit a like. So guys, don't forget to hit that like as well. So what ended up happening is that on that particular episode of, I think it was yesterday, Big O, he mentioned one thing that kind of did rub me the wrong way. And I'll tell you what it was. He said that Tyreek Hill has to be the bigger, better person. And I agree with him. But the reason he says that Tyreek Hill has to be the bigger and better person is because the police officer is not going to change. And they're not going to change what, these attitudes of these officers. And that pissed me off because, again, for me, that's not the right mindset. And I'll give you an example. Yes, you're absolutely right. Has there been police brutality here and there? And, it's been going on for years, and more than before. But I will tell you this, even though the officers, maybe we always preach and say, hey, maybe they need better discipline. Maybe they need better training. Maybe they need to be, screened a lot better. There has been some stuff that have come out from this. One of the things that actually came out from this, from all these issues, was a body cam. We didn't have body cams on officers, and now we do. So even though it's been a gap, I mean, Rodney King was years ago, but now you see that happening. You also have a lot of people recording while they're getting pulled over, while they're doing, I mean, look at what, Tyreek was doing. He was calling Drew Rosenhaus whenever. So even though the officers might not be getting the necessary changes in their training or they're being screened better than before, I still see a change coming out of this. And that's why maybe it doesn't affect this particular officer who was acting like a prick and wasn't going ahead and kind of de-escalating the situation, but kind of agitating everybody else and agitating his partners. But I do feel that there are other scenarios when, there might be somebody get pulled over or something like that, where an officer sees that a person takes out a phone and maybe now they're a little bit less apprehensive to go ahead and do something even worse. Now, it works both ways. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some officers that are going to be pissed and be like, no, I'm going to get really mad because you're doing it, kind of like what happened with Tyreek when he was calling and not cooperating. But I feel like, something has changed. Maybe not at the rate or at the pace that we want, but something has changed. We'll start with you, Sammy. What was your opinion on what just happened with Tyreek Hill, and what did you think about the whole, scenario, including the officers?
Well, first of all, it's important to say that Rick today took some accountability, saying he probably should have managed what happened differently. For me, that was huge. So for him to take accountability to say on his part, he probably should have done some things better. Of course, he didn't say that. That does take away that the officer should handle this situation differently. That's a whole other topic. But Tariq certainly for himself took some accountability. The Miami-Dade Police Department, for me, the fact that they had some transparency very quickly, they were open to. Usually, the procedure is to not to give away the footage until the internal affairs investigation is over, and they put away or fund the 50 hours of recordings on the detention of Tariq. On the matter of transparency, I think that was used for them too. Nothing that happened, nothing that Tariq did merits that what happened to him. You can see the videos from the fans crossing by, the officer choking him, basically throwing to the ground, took it away from the car. Of course, Tyreek should have left his window down, but he's human. You don't want to be embarrassed in public. I'm not apologizing for him, but that's a fact. He's in front of his stadium, the stadium where he's going to play, where he works, where fans are going by to watch him play. And he's trying to probably not put attention on himself, and he put the window up again. That doesn't merit the officer doing what he did. Of course, both parties could have handled the situation differently. But, at the end of the day, it's important that kind of transgression finds a way to have a positive meaning. Tyreek today said that he wants the officer gone. I don't blame him for that. But he could have taken a much different route. He could have taken the route of instigating and probably, a different tone with the matter, which would have been warranted because a lot of issues, racial issues, social issues are at stake. And that's understandable. But Tyreek today found a way to took some accountability for himself, but put accountability on the Miami-Dade Police Department and saying the guy has to go. And for one thing for sure, this is not a simple matter because the police in every single state, and especially in Florida, the unions are very powerful. I listened this week to the head of the union, of the police union, and they believe the officer. They want to defend their police department. So it's gonna get complicated before it gets easier. But today, some good measures were taken. Tyreek take accountability, and the fact that the police department took transparency and put away the tapes, for me, that's a positive so far.
Of course. If you see me laughing, it's because our next guest is here, and it's of course Big Al, a good friend of mine, and of course I'll even say, wait. So he goes in, I tell him, hey, Big Al, get ready because I'm gonna add you on. And the first thing he says, I'm gonna turn off the porn that I have on the background. I was like, come on,
First
Big
thing
Al,
you got to do, Big Al. First thing you got to do.
That's a good idea.
You can't. And he was probably he obviously he's joking. But Big Al, welcome to the panel of four.
What's going on?
now.
I see I'm coming in at perfect timing. We got a little Vince talk action going on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now that you're here, let's get your take, and we'll leave Sean for last.
Leave the gringo for last. Okay.
No, we're leaving you for last because you threw that U sign, and I'm pretty sure maybe Big Al will throw a U sign sooner. There you go.
There you go.
Of course, there's also Big Al, and for that reason, we kick him out. But we'll bring him back, of course. But Big Al, talk to me, man. What did you think about Tyreek Hill, the situation with Tyreek Hill, how it was handled, the officers, and I don't know if you were able to see the video I played, but Tyreek Hill was saying, yo, that officer needs to go. What did you think about all that?
I mean, I don't blame Tyreek for saying that he needs to go. Obviously, from what I told you from the beginning, there was two sides to the story. I knew the second that the video from the officers came out, we're going to see exactly what happened 100%. I side with both sides. So I definitely do side maybe 5% with the cops because at the end of the day, if you have a vehicle with dark tints and you get pulled over, the normal thing to do is put all your windows down. You put your hand on the steering wheel and you have your driver's license ready. At no point do you put up your windows. For what reason? That's a threat. Not even a threat. That's a. It's a what do you call it? It's alarming to the officers. God forbid if you have a gun or anything like that. You're putting your window up. Officers can't see what's going on. It's for the protection of the officers. That's as far as that goes on the officers' end. Did they have to pull them out the way that they did? Absolutely not. Did they have to handcuff them? Absolutely not. Did they have to choke them out? Absolutely not. Did they have to put 15 knees on the boy's back? Absolutely not. I think he was cooperating for the most part quite a bit. I think it was just mainly one bad apple, one cop that just had a really bad day. If you actually look at the footage, most of the officers were somewhat cool and cooperative, and then there was the one that's being placed on administrative leave that was just having a bad day and just took everything out of proportion and escalated everything from TYREEK to the other players that were involved as well. So, yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate in just a minute with you, but Sean, let me get your take on this.
I mean, every action has a reaction, right? And then so it went from the speeding to the getting pulled over to the window, and then it just kept escalating. It was almost like ego. Whose ego is going to be bigger? I'm going to do what I want to do. Oh, no, you're not. I'm going to do this. Oh, then I'm going to do this. Well, then I'm going to end it. Cops totally in the wrong. TYREEK took some accountability today on the whole thing. And I just go with the every action has a reaction, meaning if there was never the speeding part of it, none of this happens.
Yeah. Okay. So
now, unfortunately, that's not the first time this cop has done this, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And it wouldn't have probably been the last time, because the way he handled the situation, that's normal. That's how he normally handles it. The problem is this time it was a high profile person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say that right now, because that's not just a bad day. As soon as TYREEK rolled up the window, he looked around like, do you believe what this guy's doing? Look at this. And then the other cop, I say there's two cops. The one that was there, and then the second one that says, open up your window or I'm going to break it or whatever. That's
the
another
tough guy, as TYREEK calls him.
Yeah. So, again, every action, you're going to get a reaction. The only problem is you don't know what that reaction is going to be. And in this day, we're lucky it was just them dragging him out of the car and placing a knee in his back and handcuffing him.
Okay.
Because it could have been a lot worse.
All right. So now I want to play devil's advocate with all three of you guys. And here's the issue that I got, right? So you went ahead. Big Al mentioned one thing, saying that, he didn't lower the window and all that stuff. Sean is saying, for every action, there's a reaction. And Sammy kind of also pointed out, TYREEK did the mistake and he didn't act the right way. Number one, Tyreek Hill did lower the window when he was getting pulled over, and then he also handed his driver's license, because you could see when the officer has his license. Now, TYREEK Hill decided to raise the window back up. Now, if an officer received the license, already knows, hey, the guy is there, and I didn't see any threat from the get-go, because obviously your idea is, hey, maybe he has a weapon and maybe he could do something to me. But you typically, if you look at these videos, because somebody had mentioned to me before on X and said, hey, you know what, look, go on YouTube and go look at all these videos. If you look at these YouTube videos of when officers get attacked, it's usually one officer. It's usually right when they lower the window and they start shooting, or it's usually when they open the door and they're already outside and they try to do something. This guy already had already given his license. This guy had already gone ahead and cooperated by at least lowering down his window at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you have him. You guys, I'm not sure if they knew who he was. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't.
I guarantee you, no idea.
But I will say this: you're stopping an African American who is driving a McLaren. And you have three other officers there as well. Like,
Stolen vehicle.
can you
First thing that comes to head. African American in a McLaren. I'm sorry. Let's just play devil's advocate. Stolen vehicle. Number one.
what they
Number
run it?
two. Rolls the window back up. That can easily mean I'm hiding my gun. I'm hiding paraphernalia. It's for the officer's safety at the end of the day. The most important thing for the officers is them getting home. And the only way that guarantees them getting home is that window being down and being able to see inside the vehicle at what that driver is doing at all times. It's that simple.
But if already he had the window down, so if he had some paraphernalia,
That's fine.
he
There's
would've
no
already
need to roll
smelled
it back up.
I understand that there's no reason to roll the window back up, but you kind of have he did crack the window back open slightly. So he was in a way saying, hey, look, you know, I'm here. Like, I'm not, just give me a ticket and let's move on. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, but this is where I say the egos got involved, because if you roll the window down, the same thing might happen possibly. Or I
can guarantee you 90% of what happens would have never happened.
It just started escalating. At no point did it need to get to what it got to. Don't get me wrong. But it was, mine's bigger than yours. Well, not really, because I can do this. Well, no, then I'll do this. And then it just...
Why was there 3 officers off rip already there?
Because he was reckless driving. He was driving 60 and a 40.
Did you watch the video of the cop having to zig through traffic? TYREek did the same thing.
There's traffic, yeah, but if you look at the video as well, he's not like smoking going at 100 miles per hour. He was probably
watch
going
the other cars and then watch TYREek.
No, he was going fast. He was speeding.
He was going 60 and a 40.
But my issue here is he was initially cooperating with these guys.
Yeah, but you say initially cooperating. Did he stay cooperating? And I'm not saying that what happened is right. What I'm saying though is that if you stopped cooperating, like at what point?
Off rip, the speed that you flew by them at, they're already coming at you pissed off. There's like no good or bad way around it.
Finn, Sammy, what do you got? What do you want to say?
Oh, I'm not an expert on protocol, but I kind of know something. If the officer feels there's a threat, he's entitled to do the procedure. And once TYREek put the window up, like I said, he's probably embarrassed. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself. He's been in trouble, and he know everybody's gonna start taking videos. He's been put by the cops. He probably protected himself by he thought about that and put the window up. But if the officer considers that's a threat to his safety and to the procedure, then the officer is entitled probably to do something. Again, the officer had to catch up to TYREek, and as soon as he got to the car, he banged on the window aggressively, because you can see it can. He does that, and TYREek gets mad. That's what started. That started in a bad mood. TYREek can say, I was provoked. I know I made a mistake. Give me my ticket. I'll be on my way, like he said. But the mood is, since you're I've been on a turn light, and one of those people who ask for money in the turn light, you know, sometimes they're nice. Sometimes they give you a little charity or do your heart. You give them money. But sometimes they're aggressive. Sometimes they're banging on your window. I get pissed off too. I feel provoked. I'll be honest with that. I probably am wrong, but it's an instinct. And TYREek reacted to that instinct because I know this happened to me before. Also, I get mad when that happens to me. I'm not saying he's in the right. And TYREek probably, like I said today, he admitted he probably should handle the situation better. But all started, and like Stanley and I said before, it kept escalating. You know, the macho thing. I'm not gonna pull back, and you're not gonna pull back, and everything happens.
Finn, Sammy, you say something very, very interesting, and that kind of like light up a light bulb in my head. You guys are saying that TYREek kind of his attitude kind of provoked them to go ahead and take that extra, unnecessary action of trading him, right?
No, hold on. I don't think it escalated the situation to
it's escalated.
Yeah,
but the tension built up because of that.
Nothing he did deserved what actually happened. It escalated it up.
Okay, but now let's put ourselves in TYREEK's shoes. If you're in your car and an officer starts banging on your window, aren't you? Don't you feel already threatened? And keep in mind, he's African American, so you already know he's already like hesitant. He's like, oh crap, because he already had Drew on the phone. So it's obvious that he was like, oh crap, there's something going down here. I'm already getting this. You see 3 other cops behind me. I'm like, crap, like if this is a routine stop, right? I would only have 1 officer on me. All of a sudden, I see 2 other officers here and everything.
That's not true. Every stop will have 2 officers, especially one that's
no. That's not true. That's not gonna happen. I've gotten pulled over going over 60, and I've only had sometimes. I've only had 1
but
officer.
not in an area where there's 700 cops.
Exactly.
You're at a football game.
But
It's not like the cops were following him. Like, hey, there's a McLaren. Let's go follow him until he speeds. He
obviously
went through there, and they all hopped on a thing because again, if it's not Tyreek Hill driving it. It's just some crazy person. It's me, the white guy, driving it down the thing. Like, you don't think they should only just send 1 cop?
I mean, I don't know. It's up to the cop to make that judgment decision if he needs backup or not, right? Don't you think?
I think protocol is you send more than 1 cop.
I don't know the protocol. To be honest with you, I don't know the protocol. I go based on my experience.
No, but going also back to this, you pull him over, and it is a Miami Dolphin player. If you watch the cops, they are they're like blocking the area a little bit to where you couldn't get a.
I think that was after they realized who he was after.
Maybe. I'm just going off of what they ultimately ended up making kind of a wall a little bit until they yanked them out of the car, of course. Then it all hell broke loose. But they, and again, none of this is okays what the cops did. Nothing that does it, but at the same time,
nothing makes it
driving
okay.
60 in a 40. You're getting pulled over, and your first thing is, let me call my agent.
Well,
that's the other thing that I don't understand. I mean, I get it. I'm not in that situation. One, not African American. 2, I've never had that money. I'll never drive a McLaren. I drive a Ford Sport. Okay, so I don't have to worry about all this. But at the same time, it's just you've seen, and again, I hate to use this, but this isn't the first time that stuff has happened with Tyreek.
Well, now
you're getting pulled over, and the first thing is, let me not get seen by the fans getting pulled over. So let me keep my window up and let me get Drew on the phone.
Let's get the opinion of 2 people who do drive McLarens. Big Alf and Sammy.
Yeah, there we go.
Definitely not a McLaren. It's a McLaren minus 1,000 horsepower. So look, I will tell you this. I have a driving condition where my eyes are sensitive to sun rays of light and bright lights from cars coming oncoming, so unquote. So for that reason, I have what's called a certificate of sunscreening, which allows me to have darker tints on my vehicle. I'm allowed to have my front window tinted. I'm allowed to have tint as dark as I want on the sides of the vehicle and on the back. Frankie, you literally probably can't see through my vehicle during the day, let alone less at night. With that being said, I'm not African American. I'm not I'm a Latino Hispanic. I'm not Tyreek Hill. I don't have Tyreek Hill money. I'm not driving a McLaren. With that being said, every time I've gotten pulled over, I know the first thing that I need to do is lower all 4 windows. I turn off my vehicle, and I have my driver's license in my hand with my hands on my steering wheel. For what reason? It happened to me once where the cop was cool. He pulled me over. I think it was for running a red light or something to that effect. But when he walked up on me, with his gun in his hand.
Oh, wow.
Why do you walk up on me with a gun in his hand? Because my tints are very dark. It causes a lot of attention. It's for the officer's safety. Especially if it's only 1 cop. If it's multiple cops, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the second that 1 cop came, by the time that the traffic stop was done, there was 3 other cops there.
Sammy?
I want to go back a little bit. At least from the videos I've seen, the situation starts with Tyreek taking the curve, speeding. You can see him speeding. He's not at 120 miles per hour like the narrative was at first. That was thrown off away when you can see the cop saying he was doing 60. That's thrown away. You can see the officer sped up on his motorcycles, swerving away on the road, pulling off Tariq, getting off the motorcycle, going to the car, banging the window. Tariq drops the window a little bit, and he says, "Don't do that to me, man!" Like he's mad because he did that. That started the altercation. He started in the bad way. I'm sorry, that's number one.
At that point, keep in mind the cop already had his ID.
Yes.
And keep in mind, at that time, the officer had told Tyreek, "Hey, pull over." Tyreek had asked him, "Why are you pulling me over?" And he says, "Because you were speeding." And he cooperated by pulling over as well, and already had his window down.
He asked for his ticket. He asked, "Give me my ticket. Let me go my way. I gotta go to work." Number two, there's a game on the area. There's extra security, extra police officers in the area. The governor of Florida was at the game. Probably even more cops than usual, even more security than usual. The protocol probably calls for extra security in the area because the governor, the crossing routes, the traffic. I don't know. It's almost 2.5 hours before, but probably a lot of procedures are not the same as a usual game. Probably even more cops than usual. Again. Probably if I'm Tyreek's agent, I say, if something like that happened to me, the first thing you do is you don't talk to anyone. You call me. You don't talk to an attorney. That's protocol. If it's my client, you call me. Don't get into altercation like last time. Don't open the upside up in your mouth. And he probably realized that. Where's Drew? Where's Drew? Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. There's nothing wrong with that because I'm pretty sure that's what they told him to do if there's any other incident. Tyreek is on a very fine line that if something else happens, he's probably going to get suspended. So by now he must be pretty sure and very clear of what he needs to do if he gets in trouble. Those are my 2 cents on that. Hopefully we're going to get a chance to talk about basically about the game because all of that happening, you had to ask that Calais Campbell was there, Jonas was there. There people are driving by opening day. And the game could have had a lot of different tone. The Dolphins could have lost that game just on the fact that of what happened. Tyreek could have had a horrible game, and he found a way to have a great game. That speaks volumes for the team. That speaks volumes for what the professional he is. And he also should be commended for that, if you ask me.
It's crazy because he said he wasn't going to play multiple times in the video. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah, Cap for Life says that's why you do not give your identification until a sergeant, not an officer, appears. I mean but see, that's what you see what Cap for Life just said, and I understand that other side of the spectrum. You know, everybody has a bad day. You understand me? We don't know how Tyreek's day was before he got pulled over. We don't know if maybe he had, a bad phone call. Maybe he argued with his wife. Maybe that's the reason why his head wasn't in what he was doing. He was speeding, he was with a bad attitude and all that stuff. And then it became a reality check, right? But then this is where I get upset because when officers come and approach you, they're the ones who are trained. They're the ones that are supposed to go ahead and kind of know how to handle this, right? We're civilians. You're there, you've been trained. You're not there to go ahead and make things worse. And by banging his window and saying, "Hey man, lower the window right now," and then the other guy's like, "Lower the window, I'm gonna break your freaking window." And then they don't even give him a chance to lower the window. The other, you know what? No. Open the door right now. So you understand where Tyreek is coming from. He's like, "Yo, dude, like, I'm already black. I'm getting pulled over. I made the mistake. I gave you my information. I just want to get going." And from the looks of it, when I'm looking at Tyreek Hill, it looks like maybe he was having a rough morning. So, dude, they're not helping the cause. So, yes, can we blame Tyreek Hill for it? Yes, but we also don't know what was happening to that Tyreek Hill before this whole incident happened. And remember, we're the civilians. We're not the ones who are you're going to have people who are going to be pissed off in the morning. I've gotten pulled over where I've talked back to the officer. Obviously, I've been able to talk back to them in a way where they won't like arrest me and stuff. They have handcuffed me, but at the end of the day, not everybody's having a fine and dandy day. You understand me? So I could understand Tyreek Hill why he was having maybe an off day. And maybe there's a reason why he went ahead and answered that way, because he was like, you know what? Dude, screw this, man. Just great. Now I just got pulled over. Goddamn. Now I got to deal with these guys. Here's my information. Let's get going. And then instead of making it easier for him, they made it harder for him. And then I don't want, us Dolphin fans need to also realize, and is that, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. I'm not saying that Tyreek didn't make a mistake, but I believe an officer should come into, more of the train of thought of like, hey, something, this guy's already cooperating with me. I told him to pull over. He might be having a rough day. Let me just go ahead and get him going instead of just going ahead and agitating him even more. Because now
that's wishful thinking, Frankie. That's wishful thinking. But
not only wishful thinking, but now you're in there. You have made the mistake of being in their world now. Yeah. You have went into their world. It's their now. That's their office. Once they pull you over, you're in their office. It's no longer Sean Stanleyville or anything else. You are in whatever officer.
Wait.
Hold on. You're going to deal with however their day's going.
No. Hold on a second, because just because we're in their office doesn't mean that I don't deserve any respect. And I'm getting that vibe from you. That's what I'm getting right now.
No, Frankie, how many times have I freaking sat here and said the cops were in the fucking wrong?
I understand that, but you're just finished saying, "Hey, we're in their office, so we have to." So because I'm in their office, I have to accept this shit. No,
I think you need to comply.
You don't have to accept it. The protocol. And ultimately, you have to deal. As I said, every action is going to get a reaction. I can say the
same thing with Tyreek Hill.
The same thing you said. Tyreek was having a bad morning. What if that cop was having a bad morning?
Yes, but the difference is that cop is trained enough for him to be able to handle a bad morning.
Really? You think all these cops are trained well enough?
They should be.
They should be.
They should be. But do they show that they are?
But is that okay? But you're making it
seem like it's not okay. It's not okay. But at the same time, it's still not okay to do 60 and a 40. You still try to comply as much as you can. I'm not saying that the officers are in the right, but once you stop complying, then it turns into a damn ego situation, and you're not winning that.
Let me ask you guys this.
That's the problem. You're not winning it at that point. No. Are they in the wrong? Hell yes.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you guys this. This is going to be an interesting answer. Do you think next time Tyreek Hill gets pulled over, is he going to handle the situation differently, or will he handle it the same?
To Frankie, it depends what time of day he's having.
That's just
but you could say that about anybody, bro.
Exactly, Frankie. That's what I'm saying. If you sit there and you look, those officers.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Look, if I've gotten pulled over,
I'm white. I get all this stuff. I'm no longer. I'm the worst person to be speaking on this. I know this shit happens every day. But once you make it worse, it's never going to get better. I
understand that, Sean. But
to answer your question, yes, I think Tyreek, depending on he has that, and it's a confidence level, I guess, in himself to where he does no wrong.
Well, that was
good or bad. That's the way it looks. Everything I've seen from Tyreek, that's how it looks.
He hasn't apologized, so I don't think he's gonna react in a better form or fashion. He's gonna be Tyreek Hill, which is now. Can that hurt him in the long run? Yes, of course. But I think he's gonna be Tyreek Hill because he hasn't even apologized, and the cop hasn't even apologized. Everybody here has too much milk to stop. The cop
reached out to apologize, and they declined the opportunity. Because it's a bullshit apology, bro. Like,
of course it is.
At that point. I mean, remember, he's not only 27 years on the job, he's on the board of directors of the Police Benevolent Association. This officer is.
Yes.
And he's a DJ, too.
Oh,
he's a DJ. If you guys didn't know, he's a DJ. How about that, right? He's a board of directors, and he's spinning out there as well.
Yeah, he's spinning all right.
One thing to have to say is that they're both lucky there's a body cam on both of them, because the truth will come out, and the fact that people were passing by and recorded the thing, that caused a reaction from the police department to throw away the tapes very quickly, because
there's no way the cops can spin it to look good for them. There's no way. If you watch it, You know, again, you can sit here all day
Transparency
and
was
say
the right thing to do. Yes.
Tyreek could have done things differently, 100%. But 100%, the cops did not need to do what they did.
No.
All right.
That's why
So,
to the types of transparency. Yes, absolutely.
I wonder
All right.
what'll happen if we get to Bad Bunny requests.
I know, right? Maybe he'll flip out and choke somebody out for asking him for a request.
But you know what
Anyway.
I'm interested in one other comment that he made today. And Steven Gonzalez kind of said something about it there in his comment. He said he wants to start working closer with the police department and working on change. If I start seeing that, then I'll say, okay, Tyreek's changing.
Yeah.
You know what? I do commend Tyreek. I don't know if you guys saw towards the end of the video on the original footage that I saw that was on the body cam.
Oh, the shaking
Once they uncuffed him, he actually goes up to each and every officers and shakes their hand.
Yeah.
That's like that takes him being a bigger person.
Yeah.
For him to do
He's learned
that.
something. He's learned something.
And he ultimately said you guys were just doing your job, which was horseshit. But, you know, it is what it is because that was more than their job.
Why are you hating on Tyreek Hill? Like,
no, I'm saying he went to each one and said respect. He shook their hands and said you were just doing your job. Coming to that situation, no, maybe some of them were just doing their job, but there were a couple of them that were overzealous in their job.
gotcha.
Is what I'm saying. Why do you
course,
think I'm trying to sit here and hate on Tyreek, bro? I'm just saying some of the stuff he said was just to, again, if he might have done that beforehand, it may have not have gotten to where it got to.
And of course, being the policeman is one of the toughest, most difficult jobs in the world. They should be commended for what they do. They usually don't get paid as much as they should. But having said all that, the police should have handled the situation. But it is what it is. And the good part is it wasn't a tragedy like so many others we've seen on the media. He had a happy ending. The Tyreek was released. The Dolphins won the game. So in that matter,
Great touchdown celebration.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So now that we talked about this, let's move on to kind of do a quick recap of what happened against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, you guys see the score right there. We ended up winning 20-17. I want to go ahead and tell you guys that I did go to the game. And one of the things that I did try out was obviously the park and ride. So if you guys who decide to attend a Dolphins game this season, there is an option to go ahead and attend a Miami Dolphins game. But this time, instead of parking at the actual stadium, they do allow you to do a park and ride, which is two different locations. You could either do it at the Hard Rock Hotel at the Guitar, which is kind of cool because you could get really, really hammered and then take the bus, go back, enjoy the game, then come back on the bus, get more hammered at the Hard Rock and gamble your money away. So I like that one. I want to try the Hard Rock one. Obviously, I don't live close to the Hard Rock. I live to the South Miami, well, the Miami one, which is, I believe it's called Coral Gables Park or Coral Park, something like that. It's right in between where I-95 and A26 is. So if you're driving on the A26 to Palmetto, it's right behind the Mercedes dealership. It's where the intersections change and where you actually jump on to go on I-95 north from the A26. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of videos, and the reason I wanted to show you guys a couple of videos because I wanted to show you what my experience was with obviously the park and ride. Now I will go ahead and tell you guys I was very impressed. So this is one of the videos. Let me show it with you guys here. Let's see. So just to let you guys know, this is the park and ride. They're very, very organized. A lot of people are doing this. I mean, 10 bucks, and you get to ride downstairs and enjoy parking for $10, and then you get a bus ride. What section is it? So it's not bad. So that was the garage, obviously, where you actually park your vehicle. So when you park your vehicle
in the shade, that's a first plus. In the shade in September, that's a huge plus.
Yes. So that's the first thing, right? And then after you go and you park, they're gonna go ahead and you're gonna go down the stairs, and then you have another area where they're guiding you. And that's one thing that I did like a lot about this whole park and ride was the fact that you had people guiding you throughout where you got to go. Here's this video.
Enjoy the game. Go Dolphins.
That's pretty organized, to be honest with you. At least getting there. You have a lot of people back there as well. So. ton of people right now. So as you could tell that as we're walking down, and of course we didn't have DiTrapio in today's show, but you could see DiTrapio with me at the game. We walked down to that far end area, if you see all the way, and then I don't know if I could it's kind of hard, but if you look all the way to the far end over there, there is a little white area that is like a curve. You actually go in, and then your buses are lined up to the opposite side. So when it came to this, you saw the lady, there was a person directing traffic throughout the whole park and ride. Now I'm going to show you guys the actual view of inside the bus, a regular normal bus, nothing new. Everything was pretty much organized. They had seats. Everybody's chilling. That was us in the seats of the bus. So it was decent. I will say this.
Air conditioned?
Air conditioned and everything. Yes. So you had Dolphin fans there. Now, there was maybe one or two fans that were already a little bit tipsy. I don't know about the Hard Rock one. Maybe they're a little bit more tipsy in that one, but hey, it was organized. And I will tell you this. What was happening was there were so many people that the lady who was actually keeping count, when you buy the park ride, you get the app, you have the ticket, they scan it. Unfortunately, that was slowing things down. So the lady realized it and said, screw that crap, keep it moving. And they just started just putting in people in there. So am I going to go ahead and say, hey, look, do you have to pay for it? I mean, technically you should, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if one of you guys is like running late and you're like, yo, I got to go get a ride or something. You could actually probably get in there and not have to pay for this. I'm being honest with you because they really did not check this. And I'm being honest with you. So now, after they give us, it's about I would say like about a 10-minute ride very quickly to go to get to the stadium because they have designated, after they go through I-95, there's a designated area just for the buses. And this is where they drop you off. This here in front of Hard Rock, which is not bad.
Now we have that.
And then where we gotta walk. So this park and ride is not bad right now. So I wanted to show you guys this because if you look up forward, you see where it says, I guess like Empower, I guess it says over there. Yes. That's where you actually go up those stairs and you cross in there and you're automatically into the stadium. You're in the Northwest Gate, which is pretty cool that they have you there. And these gates, the reason they have these gates is because at the end of the game, when everybody's making their way back, that's what's keeping the line very, very organized. And since there's so many people, like right now, going to the game is not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is when the game is over. That's the one that actually is like, oh my God, how organized are they gonna be? That's why those actual gates are there. And then you saw where it says Empowered. This is the look inside there, so it's kind of cool. And now they added these lights. I have never seen these lights before, so that's pretty cool that they have that up there. And you'll be able, I'm pretty sure for the Buffalo game is going to look really cool because they do have that lighted up. On the very end, well, behind me where I took the photo, they have this big thing that says Lot 95, and it tells you that's where you have to come back in order to get the bus. Overall experience, amazing. I thought it was really well. At the end, when you're gonna go take the bus back, it's a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you do get it did move quickly. I would probably say it took us about 20 to 25 minutes to get back on the bus, and then another maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get back to the garage because of the traffic. So it wasn't bad. I want to see how the traffic is this time around because the game is going to be at nighttime. So I want to see, plus it's supposed to be raining. So I want to see how organized they're going to be with this. The other thing I did want to mention as well, guys, is that when you're there, you're getting fans from everybody. There's actually a lot of fans that were from Jacksonville that was also doing the park and ride. So and we were running into friends of ours. We're like, oh my God, you took the ride. And like, yeah. And you kind of get that VIP. I'm not gonna, it felt like kind of like a VIP section. You also have 90 minutes to get back to the bus after the game is over. So I just want to let you guys, so it's not like you could stay for 3 or 4 hours at the stadium and then let it calm down. No, you actually have 90 minutes. Any questions from you guys or anybody in the chat about the park and ride and what you guys what I showed you guys? No?
How late does it run if you're running on Cuban time and heading to the game?
It's running consistently, and they had like about 20 buses, dude, just for our section.
Yeah, I believe it starts 3 hours.
After kickoff, it will still go?
Say that again?
After kickoff, it'll still go.
It runs all the way until the first quarter.
That's
So
good.
they have at least about 15 to 20 buses, and it's 3 hours before the game. They run all the way to the first quarter, and then after the game, like I said, it's 90 minutes. So it's not bad. If you guys want a different option and you want to try it out, I think it's a pretty cool option to have.
Steven Gonzalez is asking, do they have snacks on the bus?
They do not have snacks on the bus, but if you want to bring your own snacks, I'm pretty sure you can. If you want to bring a bottle, as long as it's closed or something, not a bottle of alcohol, but maybe like a bottle of water or something like that, I don't think they'll give you any issues. I didn't see anybody.
Your boy Memo's asking, do they deny entrance to Colombians wearing Colombian jerseys?
No, they do not go ahead and deny entrance to Colombians. As a matter of fact, they actually are giving this week, tomorrow, they're giving them a hug and a handshake because they whooped the crap out of Argentina last night 2-1 in the World Cup qualifiers. So
does that go for the ones climbing up the press box and through the AC vent?
all of them. It counts for all of them. Every
you
single
get to
one.
the AC vent, they give you a hug.
Now, what I did find out, and I did see that they are going ahead and doing, is that if you are a University of Miami fan, they don't let you get on the bus and they kick you out. They tell you have to go back home because
you got to do better, bus. You got to do better, bus.
Just giving guys the breakdown of how it works over in the park and ride. But that's what the park ride is. Obviously, let's get on.
Seriously though, Frankie, how far was that walk? Was that a far walk?
From when they dropped us to the
bus.
stadium?
Yeah. No, the car to the bus.
The car to the bus?
Yeah.
No, it's not that far.
It looked like
it looked far. In the video, it looks far.
You're like, it's down there at the end. I was like, good God, that's like a Disney trip.
Wait, but hold on a second, guys. Come on, we all need the cardio. Let's keep it real. So it's not bad.
Listen, this physique is by the big cheese, buddy.
I mean, you're making it seem like it's terrible. No, I mean, it's not. Okay, if we have to kind of keep it like a distance, I guess you would say, oh man, what's a okay,
just shy of 3 miles.
Yeah, something like that.
Are you serious?
Good deal. Good deal.
3 miles?
3 miles a lot.
I give it 2 miles. It's not. I'm trying to give you guys like an idea of where, like, okay.
And me and Sean ain't doing that.
Hell no, you're gonna give me a damn golf cart.
Oh my God, come on, man! It's $10. What do you want? You want them to drop you off on?
If my want them to drop you off on 2 miles, you better give me $10.
You want them to drop you off right there in the gate? Get out of here, bro! It's $10. Like, I mean,
you're parking at a what is it? A garage type thing where you park your cars. They can't get the buses closer to you.
They do, but for safety. Okay, so when you're walking,
the safety thing.
For safety, they don't want you crossing, so that's why they make you walk all the way to the end and go around. That's the reason why. Because when we came back,
cutting through like I'm trying to get into the World Cup, baby.
When we come, and actually, Josh, you said, do they have assigned seats or first come first serve? They do not have assigned seats. You could sit wherever you want as long as there's a seat available. There was people on the way back that were sitting like by themselves. So like if you decide to go to a game by yourself, either you're gonna sit by yourself or maybe you just have to sit with somebody. But technically, if you're by yourself, you're probably just sitting by yourself, because I did see that on the way back. I was sitting with my brother, obviously. And then Steven says, bro, walking from my house door to my car is a hassle. I'm already exhausted. If that's the case, man, you need to kind of watch your cardio and you have to go do some exercise.
Look, I'm just saying, if we're walking 3 miles, I might as well just walk from home to the stadium.
I can freaking Uber.
You guys are
me off.
You know do you know how much Uber is? Uber is an arm and a leg over there.
Slow down. I'm like 3 blocks from the stadium.
Dude, if you try to get an Uber at the stadium,
told you I'd give you a ride for $80.
You should park at the Stanley's house, though.
Yeah, you park at my house. The lot is open.
I am not parking in your house, okay?
I'd rather walk that far. My car will be right there for you.
I rather take the bus than go and park at Stanley's. I don't park in UM.
I'll give you a bag of Doritos or whatever you want. You tell me. I don't buy you a bag of chips and a dozen.
I am not gonna go ahead and park in somebody's place that supports the University of Miami. I apologize. I do not do that.
I bet
but now
that's because you're a loser.
That's what you like to say, but that's not true. All right. And Big Al, keep it between me and you. You don't know what You stay quiet, sir. You stay quiet, okay? Because all right. So let's talk about the game. Let's
Wait.
go back to the
Why
game.
gotta stay quiet real quick here? Hold on a minute. What's going on here?
Don't worry about it. Okay,
Why are we
moving on.
censoring the guests? I don't
We're not,
understand.
no, because he mentioned something and I said, yo, don't
Oh,
we don't want to bring
right.
that up. You know,
All
like,
right.
I know where he's going with it, okay, but we don't need that's between me and Big Al. Big Al knows what I'm talking about.
No, let's
Big
bring
Al.
it out. Let's bring it
So,
out now.
all right, so let me get your take about the Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go first with Big Al. Talk to me, man. What you thought about the game, man?
It was an ugly start. Defense pulled it together in the second half, and we got a dub out of it. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how ugly it is. A dub is a dub. Shout out to Javon Holland.
Finn Sammy, what's your take?
Well, after all we talk about the TYREEK incident, there's no way. There's the most important, probably the MVP of the team, going through that, going to the stadium, had to do to coach, had to do to security, involve like other teammates. Man, that's a lot. The preseason be so short. They did not look in sync. They overcame all that, and if not for Javon Holland's fumble, we would not be celebrating today's win. But still, it's all about momentum. It's all about execution and momentum. And the Dolphins did both. They executed the second half on D. They executed in the clutch where they needed to, and that fumble was huge for the Dolphins. So I'm just glad they found a way to win the game. And last year we talked about Fins TV about on the Fins TV crew how the Dolphins were mentally soft sometimes. They didn't find a way to overcome adversity. Last year, the Jaguars went through the same thing, and the Dolphins found a way to be the tougher team, to be the most consistent team, to be the strongest mental team, and that's why they won the game.
Okay. What about you, Stanley?
I think this is the game that we usually lose, and we found a way to win. And I think one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that we made adjustments in the second half and adjustments that worked. You know, and again, I mean, I know a lot of it is also, you know, you want to say rust or whatever, it's still the timing's not necessarily there on everything. A couple of throws got rushed and things like that. So that'll pick up as the season goes on. But to me, it was, hey, you found a way to win and you made adjustments and good adjustments. You held the Jaguars to 0 points in the second half, and I think it was like less than 100 yards of offense in the second half, if not even more or less than that. So everything that you went to the half and said, okay, we need to do this, they did.
Absolutely. And now you pointed out something that, and I think Finn Sammy also pointed it out, was that there was maybe some rust. And I wanted to show this video for you guys because we actually caught this video. And when we were watching the game, keep an eye out to Chase, not Chase. What is this guy's name? Chosen Anderson. He's running, and you kind of see him, but keep an eye on Chosen. I'm gonna show you this video, and you guys tell me what you notice here. Okay, hold on. Show this.
Wow.
Okay, what did you guys notice from Chosen Anderson in that particular play? Did you guys catch what happened with him? Did you see why Tua did not throw the ball to him?
Can you play it one more time?
I'll play it again. Take a look and see.
He's the 84, right? He's running 84 this year?
He's the one crossing around, running from one end to the opposite.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought that was him. Okay.
Here we go. That's him running right there. All right. Did you see the reason why Tua did not throw that ball over to him? I think no doubt got it. There it is. Let me remove this out of there.
He wasn't looking for the ball, and he should have went out instead of in.
Exactly. That's what I thought. He should have.
He should have went out instead of in. The safety or the corner was in. You have the out route right there.
And that's exactly why you like when you guys go and say, "Hey, it looks like these guys haven't practiced and haven't done that." That's a perfect example as to why. Because
but remember, Chosen just got re-signed.
Yeah,
he's in the ear. I mean, I get it. Most of the plays are still the same from when he was here before, but You know, I mean, he just came back.
But
He basically has one route, the post route. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
But shout out on Tua for realizing that, because Tua was getting pressure and he noticed it and he's like, yo, this guy's not even turning his head. This guy's not going an out route. So screw it. I got to go somewhere else. And he did something instead of nothing. So that's where you could see kind of Tua I think, at least in this first game, I noticed that he started looking at more than just his first read.
Yeah.
He started looking around and they were giving him time to be able to look for other options instead of just that. Except, I mean, in the first quarter, I felt like it was a little bit too excessive that they kept doing those screen passes to Devon Ache, and I was like, why they keep doing this? But
I thought that was because they were trying to slow the pass
Yeah.
rush, because that pass was too heavy, and defensive line is not the forte of the Dolphins. So I thought I got frustrated with so many short passes, but later I thought probably it's time to slow down the pass rush.
Yeah, because they use that like the run game. I mean, however you want to look at it, it's like a long handoff for them, the way they do it. And half the time, it's okay. They get 2 or 3 yards, and every once in a while they'll break one.
Yes.
of course. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys was the game-winning field goal. And the reason I want to show you guys the game-winning field goal is because there is going to be possibly maybe one game where me and my brother will not make it. And then I've already mentioned it a couple times on the podcast, and it's the fact that we will be possibly going ahead and giving away free tickets for one of you lucky fans. So this is our view when you're at the stadium, and you could be one of these guys. I will be announcing it in one of the next upcoming shows, and you would be able to attend a Dolphins game for free if you're one of the winners. So let me show you guys this, which was a game-winning field goal, and our view of what we went ahead and. And if you notice somebody yelling and singing, that was actually my brother. He was the one singing, Miami Dolphins.
Your
cheering
voice,
song.
almost
Yeah,
Taylor Swift like.
he was the one doing that. So wow, sir. Wow. All right. So now enough with the jokes, sir.
Sorry,
Let's go
I get serious.
and let's talk about tomorrow night. Because tomorrow night is the big game. It's Thursday night football. We got probably our biggest rivals the last couple of years. You got this guy. You got Josh Allen, Buffalo. Talk to me, Mr. Stanley. What do you think? What are you expecting? And if you want to give a prediction score, you're more than welcome to as well.
Yeah, I mean, we always have problems with Buffalo, right? That's our thing, right? 2-11 or whatever it is. The number's already out there. Oh, is that big out? What was that?
1-6.
1-6 the last, yeah, especially with Allen. I know with Allen there.
That's Tua's record against him.
I had the Dolphins, in my preseason. If you watch the show, I got them going 20-0. 20-0. So in order to do that, they got to beat Buffalo. And the thing is, though, is Josh Allen with the hand injury. How bad is the hand injury? Because again, if it's wrapped up a certain way, he can't run as much. You take away that dynamic. That's going to slow down that offense a little bit. So, I'm going Dolphins 31-17.
Wow. Okay. Finn Sammy, talk to me, man.
Well,
Big Al doesn't believe in me. I was getting wide, like, what? This guy's drinking some good stuff.
well, I've been fortunate to be at the Dolphins Bills game for the last 2 years. It's all about momentum. Last year, the year before, it was the heat, the humidity, the temperature was so high. The Bills and their fans were dropping like flies in the stands, and it was all about who had the mental for it to do it. What the momentum? The Dolphins found a way to win the game. Last year, the Dolphins kept the momentum, even though they had so many injuries. That they seemed not to have a big chance, but they were ahead of the game. And then that kick return and the momentum changed and went down from there. every single year, this seems like Josh Allen has a mystery injury early part of the season, and is he gonna be like Josh Allen because he has that injury? How much injury? And then he puts his Superman cape on and start running, and nobody cares about the injury. Wow, he's having such a great year despite the injury. Whatever the injury that nobody seems to know how big or huge or how grave it is. So I'm not gonna give it too much out to the injury. It's Josh Allen. He's gonna put that Superman cape, and the Dolphins had not found a way to beat him unless it was at Harrow Stadium 2 years ago. Um, if this, like I said last night on Fist TV, the time is now. The it's a kind of a rebuilding year for the Bills. They did a little bit of a purge. He doesn't have as much of weapons as last year. The tight ends are probably their forte, but they didn't show up too much last game for the Bills. Again, just trying to put the Superman cave, started running, and that changed the moment of the game. If the game is close, as I expect them to be, on the fourth quarter, the Dolphins have to find a way to win. The Dolphins have to wait to be ahead. The Dolphins have to find a way to push some bodies on Josh Allen. Since they start running, and then they'll find a way to tackle him and touch him, the Dolphins had no way to win the game. I'm still hopeful. I see the Dolphins win 27-24, but it's gonna be a challenge because they're gonna have some of the humidity, but not so much of the heat. And as the Dolphins are not the better version of themselves. If you tell me this game was in week 5, I feel a lot much better about the Dolphins. But since it's week 2, from what I saw last week, I think the Dolphins had a lot to grow and to do before they had the better version of themselves. But still, I had the Dolphins winning 27-24.
All right, Big Guy, what about you, man?
Man, Sammy, out of everything you said, I think the only thing I like is your score prediction. Look, I'm going to say this. Tua is Josh Allen's bitch. He's 1-6. He's got his number, whichever way you look at it. Tyreek Hill, the last 4 games against the Bills, he's averaged less than 100 yards in receiving. The only way that we're going to stand a chance is the defense has to step up, and they got to put pressure on Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Josh Allen doesn't like pressure. That's when he tends to throw picks. We can't afford to drop any picks. And aside from that, don't forget we got Raheem Mostert out, and Achan's going to be a game day decision.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 27-24 Bills.
Wow. Damn. All right.
Mostert seems like he's always out against the Bills. I don't know what it is, but he's usually hurt, so I don't know.
All right.
Save him for playoffs.
So my take on it. If you guys tuned in last week, I went and had the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Dolphins. And the reason I had the Jags was because I thought the Dolphins were going to be rusty. And I almost won, but I'm happy I didn't, right? Except for Finn Sammy, because we're on the pick 'em poll. And I want to be at the top. So if you guys don't know, Finn Sammy has the pick 'em poll, and we're all picking teams. So I'm part of that as well. So if you guys see it on X, you guys are more than welcome to support Frankie Fresco. Don't support. Well, okay. Support.
Sean is also there.
So Sean is also. That's why we don't care about Sean. We go ahead, support Frankie Fresco, and then if you can support Frankie Fresco, go ahead and support Finn Sammy, and then forget about everybody else. Anyways, so when we're talking about this game tomorrow. Raheem Mostert's out. Because Raheem Mostert's out, we actually have to go ahead and take that into account. Is there a very good possibility that Jalen Wright is going to go ahead and play? I hope he does. I'm assuming he's going to be one of the guys who comes in and actually now, becomes, I guess, like the 1-2 punch with, I'm assuming, Jeff Wilson Jr. Those are the only 2 guys I'm assuming that we're going to have probably. I don't know if Achan is going to be available. So, but I will say this: Josh Allen has the little messed up hand for a minute. I mean, it's not his throwing hand, so I don't think it's going to affect him. I think the key for the Dolphins to win is you got to maintain Josh Allen in the pocket. Don't let him scramble and do what Josh Allen is very well known to do. That's how he beats us all the time. Not because of his throwing, but because of the fact that he could scramble and our linebackers cannot take him down. So I'm hoping somebody is doing a QB spy throughout the whole night, and they're just keeping an eye on Josh Allen and not letting him just go run around crazy and eventually beat us. But I have the Dolphins winning. I'm gonna say Dolphins win it in a very, very assertive fashion. I say Dolphins win 27-17. They win by 10 points out there, and it's gonna be raining because Sean did say. I was watching a show earlier, and there's gonna be some rain out there, so I think the Miami crowd is gonna have it hyped. I think it's gonna be a good game for the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins take this one. I don't see them losing. I think we go 2-0. I think the Bills struggling with Arizona was a sign of them kind of like not being as good as last year. That's just my opinion.
Struggling? They beat them.
They were in a dogfight.
It was a dogfight.
They were in a dogfight with Arizona, bro.
That's Jamal Murray, dude. That's the man.
Yeah, but come on, man. Kyler Murray is such an up and down quarterback. Some games he's there, some games that guy disappears. Let's just keep it real. Look at their record last year. They sucked last year, so you don't know what Kyler Murray you're gonna get with the Arizona Cardinals whenever you play them. I mean, we got to play them towards the end of this of our schedule, but
I'll be there. Kyler Murray over Tua. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Stanley,
what?
Sean.
I would not.
Kyle Murray over Tua.
I would not.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Physically, yes, but he's been proven every single time that he has issues with starting the play. He come into the team, so no. Unless he's mature and change that, no.
Why not Kyle Murray over Tua, Sean?
I'm going to play results. I like what Tua's results are better than what Kyler Murray's given.
Tua does have better weapons than Kyler Murray, though.
Because the weapons want to play with Tua.
If you put Kyler Murray in the Dolphins, do the Dolphins should they have already won a playoff game?
He's not disciplined enough. No.
Yeah, no.
I think he would have.
He hasn't been healthy.
No.
Neither has Tua.
He's been healthier than Kyler.
Maybe last season. Last season he was.
Your hate for Tua, man, is something special.
I don't. What? Don't be talking that I have hate for Tua.
Special.
The only issue that I
You're
have.
still
with
trying
Tua,
to get rid of the guy. Like I mean,
I'm not trying to get rid of the guy. I told you that by him getting paid this season, it's put up or shut up. He needs to actually, make it happen. That's why we're
Tyler's
paying
gotten paid too. So he was making as much money or more money than Tua was making. Not now, but before he was. Was he living up to that contract?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if Arizona made the playoffs with him. I think they made the playoffs once with him, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he got a win as well.
Really? Did he? You guys would have to look that up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If he has a playoff win, and had played that, he actually played that playoff. Then yeah, he did live up to that particular pay that they gave him. But I don't know. I haven't looked. I think Sean is looking it up. It says here, when did the spectacular Kyler Murray happen? I just missed. Okay, whatever, no doubt. And then no, and Steven Gonzalez says no. He's Cam Ward fan, Sean. Okay. And then Kyler Murray getting that Madden player shine. Ooh, interesting. Any last thing you guys want to talk about when it comes to the Miami Dolphins?
Sean?
You good? You guys good?
For the Buffalo Bills, buddy. Homer right here, buddy.
It'll be a tough game. We'll see how the Dolphins handle.
I think
thrhrowbacks.
It's throwbacks. It's thank goodness these logos will be there.
Yeah, look right.
And then again, I think the rain, as much as everybody, I think it's going to affect the Bills more if it rains. Because again, usually when it's 80% rain, that means it's probably going to be nice and dry out there on the field. You know how this South Florida weather is. If it's supposed to rain, it's not going to rain. When it's not supposed to rain, it'll rain. So
one last thing before we end our Dolphin talk. One player you think will shine, win or lose, for the Dolphins tomorrow? We'll start with Finn Sammy.
Jonnu Smith.
Okay. All right. So you think the Dolphins are going to utilize him?
I'm not saying they find a way to not use the package that they probably have for like what I'm gonna say, like the Debo package I think they're saving for John Smith. Probably there wasn't a good matches to use against the Jaguars, but I expect them to use the what I call the Debo package on John Smith and the Bills. So John Smith.
Big Al, anybody in particular that you think will do really well for the Dolphins, win or lose?
I think I'm gonna go with one of the rookies, either Chubb Robinson or Mr. Wright, the running back.
Is it confirmed that Chubb Robinson is going to play tomorrow? Is it already confirmed?
From what I've seen, yes.
All right. I like it. What about you, Sean? Anybody in particular you have in mind?
Sorry, I sneezed, so I cut my mic off. I was looking at Jalen Wright just because he might get an opportunity. But since Big Al took him, I think there's going to be a receiver that just comes out of nowhere, man. I mean, I thought if Braxton Berrios kept on a hold of someone, I'll go Braxton Berrios.
Okay. That's a big gamble because Braxton Berrios has kind of sucked.
No, I know but if he would have held on to some of those passes the other day, he has a good game.
Hassel Stone best from Berrios.
Maybe same with Durham Smite, right?
Yeah.
My
personal thing is Jalen Wright. I think he's going to have a big game if he plays, if he's active. I think you'll see him kind of have that breakout game like you saw a Chan did the year before. And so that's who I think, but I'll go Braxton Berrios as well.
I'm going to go on a limb, bro. I'm going to say that one person that should know Josh Allen really well, and that's Jordan Poyer. I say he's going to be the game changer. He'll find a way to stop Josh Allen, get a pick out there, or be making his life a living hell. And I think that's why I'm going to go with him. I think he'll make he knows Josh Allen better than anyone else in that Dolphins team. I can tell you that much. So
that's true.
We'll see how it goes. But Big Al, I know you got to head out, right? I think you're going to head out because I don't think you want to talk our soccer segment if I'm not
mistaken. No, it's against my religion. That's the Cuban side of me.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. All right. Well, sir, anything you want to plug before
you want to talk about synchronized swimming, I'm down for it, though.
Synchronized swimming?
I'm Cuban, bro.
That is one of the greatest sports ever.
Why am I not surprised that Sean agrees with Big Al? It's like it makes no sense. But Big Al, where can they find you on social media, man?
At DJ Big Al 1 across all platforms. At DJ BIGAL #1.
He is #1, and he's also a DJ. That's why it's in his title. So if you guys need a DJ, hit me up and don't hit Big Al. Now just play. I'm playing.
Careful with the hidden fees.
No. I don't have hidden fees. You have hidden fees, sir. But,
no comment. I don't know what you're talking
about. No, but all jokes aside, if you guys ever need a DJ, hit my boy Big Al. He's legit. He's been a DJ all my life. I remember Big Al when he was in Power 96. So if you guys remember, Big Al's been big all the time. So shout out to him, and definitely, sir, I appreciate you being with us. And stay safe, and we'll talk tomorrow, or if not, Friday about the Dolphins. We always talk about Dolphins. So
fellas, always a pleasure. Hey, since you're talking about soccer, get Memo on the line. He'll school you right quick.
Wait, no, remember Argentina lost, sir. Come on, man. Don't support Memo. Anyways, thank you, brother. Take care, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, later, bro.
Take care.
Finn Sammy, you want to join the soccer chat, or do you just want to pass?
I'll stay around for the next 12 minutes. I want to see the banter. I want to witness the banter firsthand.
All right, so let's go ahead and obviously out of all three of us, I'm sorry.
I'm in the wrong spot. Put me down. Like I'm the referee. Put me down and put Stanley.
No, I'm in a good spot for the football.
I think you should put both of you guys on the bottom.
You're my DJ.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I should do.
I'm like that. What's that commercial now? That I believe it's a State Farm commercial, and they're talking about football, and it's a soccer player, but he's kicking the football that's colored like a soccer ball. Have you seen the commercial?
No, I've never. I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. I won't go into detail because I can't explain it myself. So. By the way, Kyler Murray never made it to a playoff game.
Yeah, I saw that. No doubt wrote it. And I'm still waiting for the public subs hookup, Frankie. Yeah, let's hold off on that. And then, yes, no doubt.
Wait, we're getting pub subs for being on here?
Have had, sir, relax, man. No. You know what you're getting for being on the podcast? a 2-mile run with me on Sunday. Perfect.
That's shorter than what the walk.
I think
the
you just
walk
said
to
you
the,
hated me.
well, it's 2 miles is less than the walk to the from the bus to the stadium, so that's cool.
It's
I could tell you guys really don't want to talk about soccer, but let's talk about soccer. So
Come on,
very
we gotta talk
quickly,
soccer. Let's do it.
very quickly, obviously, the World Cup qualifiers happened, and yes, Colombia did play yesterday. This is where I miss my brother. So Colombia went and beat Argentina
That's
2-1 in Barranquilla, which is awesome. We had not beaten Argentina in World Cup qualifying in 19 years.
That's
So
big. That's huge.
it was something huge for us, and I think the reason why this all of a sudden has happened is because what I want people who are watching the show to start hashtagging out there. Hashtag Di Maria effect. So Angel Di Maria is one of the best players that Argentina ever had besides Messi, and he retired. So we have been going ahead and saying that ever since Angel Di Maria retired, Argentina is going to have a problem, and they're not going to be the same team as they used to be. And now we're starting to see that come into fruition. You saw Colombia beat them. They lost against Uruguay. Multiple games already Argentina has been losing. They lost in the Olympics in soccer, all because of the Di Maria effect. So hashtag Di Maria effect in full effect when it comes to Argentina. The other shocker, guys, shocker for you guys is Brazil. There are usually the kings of soccer in South America. They lost against Paraguay. So right now, Brazil is trying to find like an identity when it comes to them trying to see how they could get their team and their, everything in order, because right now it just looks like they look like a completely a selfish team. They don't know who is their leader. They don't know who is the player who's going to take that leadership role. They don't know anything right now. It's so bad right now for Brazil that it's kind of weird to see them struggle like this. I've never seen this. And if you guys don't follow soccer, I want you guys to know that Brazil is always a powerhouse. They don't look like a powerhouse. And check this out. This is the standings. I wanted to show you guys the standings of the FIFA World Cup qualifying in CONMEBOL. Now, the top 6 teams make it directly to the World Cup. The team in 7th place ends up going to what is called repechaje, so sudden death. They'll play another team in a sudden death type of game, and that team eventually will make it. So Argentina still leads the pack. They have 18 points. Colombia in second with 16. Uruguay with 15. Ecuador with 11. Brazil in 5th place in 10th. Now, if they would have gone to the previous format, because remember, in the next World Cup, where it's just being held here in the United States and Canada and Mexico, they expanded the amount of teams. Brazil would have been the last team making it in, because or actually they would be in repechaje. They would have been to sudden death, because before 4 teams would make it, and then the 15 would be going to sudden death. So that's how bad Brazil's doing this year. They're actually tied with Venezuela with 10. Paraguay is in the actual last position to eventually hopefully make it to the World Cup. So just wanted to give you guys that. Now let me share something where a lot of us can be a little bit more, involved. And when I mean involved, I mean I want some participation from Finn, Zammy, and Stanley. Yes, Sean, talk to me.
I just want Steven Goss to know that I'm watching Frankie talk on the computer. I'm not watching wrestling on my laptop. The wrestling's on behind me, Dynamite. All right, calm down, Hot Rod. But I appreciate you paying so much attention to me down here in the bottom square.
That is very, very, very good of you calling him out. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate you calling him out. But I want to talk this with you guys, because
I'm sorry. So that means not even Sean is watching AEW?
No.
I'm not even watching
my full
AEW.
focus is on let me talk to you.
So nobody's watching AEW. Okay.
Nope.
Please continue.
All right, so let's talk about something that we could all relate to, right? And that is the United States. And the United States America played this past Saturday a friendly against Canada, and they lost, and they looked bad losing. Now, as you could see, these were some of the candidates that the United States was looking to go ahead and hire. And the United States officially went ahead and hired their new head coach. The gentleman on the bottom, let me see if I can show this guy right here. That's Pacino, which is Argentino. So he's Argentinian. He's our new head coach for the United States soccer team. Sean and Finn Sammy, I don't know if you've ever followed or watched the United States soccer, but in your opinion, the last soccer coach that we had was an American, Greg Berhalter. And obviously Greg Berhalter sucks. That's the reason why they fired him.
He was somebody's brother or something, right? That's how he's got the coaching job, right?
Yes. So his brother was involved in the U.S. Federation, and he did have a lot of say as to why he remained as the coach of the United States. Because when they struggled, they fired him, and then there was that drama. So there was Gio Reyna and his parents. If you don't know, Gio Reyna's father used to play in the United States team as well back in the day. And there was some drama, and that's why they had kicked Greg Berhalter out, because Gio Reyna's father was part of the federation as well. But because of the clout or Greg Berhalter's dad, he was able to get reinstated. Plus, let's keep it real, all the players kind of were wishing him to stay. They wanted Greg Berhalter to stay.
Okay.
But now, this is my question to you guys. You guys probably know a handful of the soccer players, right? You know, maybe Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic is a very famous one. Matt Turner is another one who actually, unfortunately, has not made it into he did not make it to his friendly because he's actually been playing really bad. So, but he's another one. Weston McKennie is another famous name out there. Gio Reyna is another guy out there. By them bringing this new coach, right? Do you feel it's time for this new coach to pretty much say, hey, look, you guys, those superstars in particular, because those are the big guys on the team, Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, and Gio Reyna. Those are the three big guys in that team. And maybe the defender, I forgot his name. He used to play for Barcelona. I forgot his name. But technically, where we struggle a lot, the United States is usually on scoring. So those are three forwards, three players that play the forward position of the game. Do you think with this new head coach that he has to move on from one, two, or all three of those guys? And we'll start with you, Finn Sammy. What do you think, man?
Well, I don't know much about the issue, but I know one thing. It's usually easier to fire a coach than to fire the whole team, the whole concept of the players. But if you made a change at the coach this early, they probably so like Brazil, like you said, they're having issues. Sometimes a generational swap is warranted. You know, you need to change the base. You need to change the whole core of the team. You need to take that decision, like in football, like the Dolphins did. You need to need to do a purge. You need to establish the base and then go forward to it. So basically, if you gave the reign to the coach and you decided that that's the way you want to go, but you're probably gonna have to make some tough decisions. That's just part of the game. That happens in every single sport.
Yeah. What about you, Sean? What do you think about this new coach?
Okay, just make sure I couldn't hear myself. All right. Here's the one thing. When we were at Inter Miami, they made the team and then they brought in the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sat there and watched the coach try to implement a strategy and he had no players that could do his strategy.
Exactly.
So the problem I have, Frankie, with the whole thing is I don't know what, like, is he an attacking coach? Like, as far as his strategies, does it work with
does he fit?
Have you seen him coach? Does he fit with what the U.S. players have? Because if not, then yes, you need to kind of make some wholesale changes, because that's the one thing I saw that happened in Miami is you make a team and then you bring the coach in and you pick a coach because of name, but his style doesn't match the players you have, and then it was a mess.
Okay, so when we talk about Mauricio Pochettino, right?
Yes.
He has a track record of being a very good offensive type of mind coach. He has he's Argentinian, so he's very similar to a lot of the Argentinian coaches, where they're a lot about what we call in soccer tiki-taki type of soccer, which is, hey, I pass the ball to this, pass the ball to that, pass the ball to this, pass the. Yeah, exactly. That's the type of vibe that he brings. Now, his experience is out there. He's been the head coach of Tottenham Hotspurs. He's been the coach of Paris Saint-Germain. He's been the coach of Chelsea, and now he's the coach of the United States. He was also the coach of Argentina from 1999 to 2002, and he also did the under 20 and under 23. I'm going to tell you one thing. When it comes to soccer, and when you bring a head coach, the whole thing starts with his mindset. He's the one who has to decide what players fit his style and what not. What he's going to do, since he's the new coach, is he's not going to change the dynamic when it comes to the players. He's going to bring the same guys. He's probably going to bring the exact same guys that they've been using all this time. And he's going to evaluate their talent and see if they fit his type of style soccer. If he sees they fit, then he kind of picks and chooses and says, okay, this guy's going to work, this guy's going to work, this guy's not going to work. And then if that's what happens next, is he starts looking outside of that little clique. Because my issue with the United States has always been that, the coach has been the issue. Greg Berhalter never made what Big O does and says a lot about what Don Shula and of Eric Spoelstra in-game adjustments. And that's one thing that Pochettino will do. He will do in-game adjustments. And that's what's going to make the United States better and more competitive in some of these games. For them to lose to Canada goes to show you how bad the United States is right now. We've never lost to Canada. Canada was.
Let me ask you a question. Did they have who was playing that game? I'm sorry, I didn't watch it all, so I don't know who was playing.
The United States did not have Gio Reyna because Gio Reyna was injured. They did not have Weston McKennie. I'm not sure if they didn't call him up or if they just went ahead and they, if he's injured. Christian Pulisic was playing. Gio Reyna was supposed to play, but what ended up happening is because he just recently got hurt, they had to bring a replacement for him. The starting lineup, or the team that the United States presented when they went out there, I'll tell you who they had. So Scully is the new goalkeeper because Matt Turner is not doing so well. So they got rid of him and they put I'm sorry, not Scully. His name is pronounced Schulte. Schulte is his name. You had Pulisic, you had Eric Aronson he's the main guy. Musa is a main guy. Tim Ream is a main guy. Scally, the defender, he's a main guy.
So they had a majority of the main guys on there then. It wasn't like it was a skeleton crew. It was a
No, they tried out.
Berhalter was the coach for that final game, or how was that?
No, Greg Berhalter is already out, so the assistant coach was the actual head coach for that game. And the United States ended up losing 2-1. And it's just unfortunate that the United States have gotten to that extreme. At this point, if you want to compare the United States to a team, I would have to compare them. Now that you guys are saying the Marlins on the chat board, I think yes, that is the best example. The Miami Marlins are the way the United States kind of looks right now.
Freddie, I'll ask you this because I know how it looks to me, but I know nothing about soccer. So, but the U.S. to me looked too slow to play that style of game.
Mm-hmm.
To pass. Like everybody's not, to me, at least watching it, doesn't appear to be like
that kind of, and it goes to other sports.
Into that crisp of passing.
The problem with the United States is they don't have a very strong offensive-minded players where they could excel. And I'll give you an example. Their best player is Christian Pulisic. Why does he have him as a forward? Because on the left wing is because that's just where he's always played. If I was strategically the coach, I would allow Pulisic to move around like what is called a false nine. You allow him to actually run around and be able to attack not only from the left side, but from the right side and from the middle. And it gives more of an opportunity. And if Musa or Gio Reyna, if he's healthy, is not the midfielder that can be the person who assists the passes, because you need a midfielder. If you look at these teams, and I want you to look at it this way. Argentina is very successful when Messi's around. Why? Because the ball goes through Messi. Messi's the one who coordinates. He's kind of like the orchestra,
Yeah.
the guy who handles the orchestra, right? He's like directing traffic. That's what it is. The reason Colombia is so good is because James Rodriguez is that guy. He's the guy who's passing the ball. Why is Brazil struggling? Because they don't have a guy like that anymore. So they're trying to find a guy like that. Why did Argentina lose against Colombia? Because they didn't have a Messi. Now they do have a guy named McAllister who plays in Liverpool, and he played the second half, and Argentina looked a lot better. But they still haven't found that Messi. And then when you look at the United States, you just don't have that. They've tried Musa, they've tried Gio Reyna. Those guys haven't panned out. So I hope that Pochettino can go ahead and actually find the right player, that one midfielder. All you need is that one midfielder to be able to be the guy who directs traffic, and it goes everything to him. You have something to say,
Is there
Finsammy?
anybody in that pipeline?
Say that again?
Was there anybody? Because I watched the Olympics, and I mean, I know that's the under 20 guys. Is there anybody that for the U? Is there like a hope coming up or somebody that might be that person?
You know, you'll be surprised at how many Americans are out there. I don't know some player exactly who could be able to go ahead and make that change, but I do know that the United States has a lot of players playing in Europe, which is something that did not happen back in the day. Here's the issue sometimes that happens in the United States, and this is why a lot of people are upset at the United States. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to the players coming up in the United States. And what I mean by that is back in the day when I played, I didn't play professional, but I played in high school, and I was actually really good. I, you would go to high school, you would train, you would excel, you would get a scholarship, and you would go to college, and then you would go and try to make your way through college, and then eventually get your name out there to obviously be able to play outside of the United States. That was your goal. In today's world, it doesn't work like that. The high school students, the kids in school and all that stuff are not being looked at. The only way you're able to be looked at is that you have to be entered into an academy. So, for example, here in Miami, they have Paris Saint-Germain Academy. In order to add your child to play in this academy, you have to pay $50,000 in order for you to be able to play in there. So just think about it. You're playing, you want to, let's say you or me or Finn Sammy have any one of us. I don't know if Finn Sammy has kids, or
Daughter.
a daughter. So let's say you have a child, a young boy, and Sean had a young boy as well right now, or Sean, I think Sean has his grandkid, right? I think your grandkid is a boy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
I got
let's
stepson as well that plays soccer.
okay.
Soccer, by the way.
So let's say, for example, you want your grandchild to go ahead and make it, and somebody look at him. You, Sean, or obviously the parents of the kid, has to go ahead and pay $50,000 to add him into the academy, and then that doesn't even guarantee you that you're gonna be, looked at to play eventually professionally, but you have to come up with $50,000 a year. It's not $50 one time. Every year you have to pay $50,000, and then after that, you'll scout the talent, and you're playing with all these kids that are also trying to make it, and your parents want them to make it to be professional soccer players. So it makes it difficult, but it's also making it harder for, like, let's say my child. Let's say I can't afford the $50,000, and he's playing in high school, or he's playing, in a regular, a small little group of academy or something like that, which is not one of those big academies. He's not gonna get looked at, and he could be probably the next, I don't know, Landon Donovan. I saw somebody put on the chat board Landon Donovan. Landon Donovan was a very strong player for the United States back in the day, but he's not gonna get an opportunity because he's not part of that academy, and that's the issue that's going on with the United States right now and in soccer. So it's unfortunate. I hope they correct it, but I don't see it happening. I mean, there are people who are trying to like build other academies and get their names out there, but it's just in Spanish se llama una rosca. It's like there's a little clique and they all just want to, like, if you're not part of that clique, we're not gonna go ahead and get you. So get out of here, and that's the unfortunate thing. So, let me hear a couple things on the chat board before we head on out. I'm extremely ignorant here to tell me if this is dumb. Isn't USA Soccer normally based off speed on the wings and long breakaway passes? They are. That's where they try to do. They try to do the long ball, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work for them. And I think that's why they need to change their style, because
It's based off of speed because they look slow compared to other teams.
you know what the United States looks like? They look very hesitant, Sean.
Is that what it is? It's just
they're just not very defensively. When you're passing the ball back, they're like shaky. They're like nervous. They don't know what to do, and it baffles them, and then it causes them to do a mistake here, a mistake there, and get countered, and then get scored on. And that's the problem.
They're thinking too much.
I think so, man. I think so.
They're thinking.
Absolutely. I think that's what it is. Steven says, I heard in Colombia, for every victory, the team gets a small. Oh, Lord. All right. Forget about that.
This correct, bro?
No, he's just talking crap, bro. And then Frankie is.
I was hoping
oh, my God. You guys, okay. All right, you know what? The stalker segment is over. Both, not only.
And now I see what they're talking about. I was like, they're talking Whopper Juniors. I'd rather Columbia win than the Marlins.
Look at that. Like, I actually thought what Steven had written was something actually, correct. And then when I started reading it, I was like, oh my God, this guy, bro. I will say this, though, that one of the reasons why Colombia has been doing well is because their academies are not like the United States. They get a poor kid on the street and they say, yo, this kid can play. They throw him in the academy and they'll make it work. You don't have to pay $50,000 in order for that kid to be able to play.
They make a dad go sell cocaine, apparently.
No, that is not the case, Sean. But
that's play the speed.
Yeah. No wonder they're all hyped up. They're all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, yes.
All right, before we head on out, gentlemen, one last thing I wanted to get your opinion on. Shannon Sharp, he actually had, I'm gonna watch it. He actually went on. He had a show. It started at 9, so I'm pretty sure it's done by now. He went live. What do you guys think about Shannon Sharp and his IG live? We'll start with Sean, since that was kind of a trend that happened this morning or this afternoon, probably.
I saw him trending, and I went to check during the show. And then I was like, I had the volume on, and then I heard I was like, oops, let me close that down during O's show. And yeah, I mean,
oh man.
I think the best thing about it, and since we talk wrestling, is Ron Killen. Ron Killen's on it.
You saw that? I love that.
I'm grunting like an ogre. He giving her that hawk to her.
I saw that. Did you see that, Finn?
He said, "Yo, Unc, that's not PG."
So our truth goes on.
Oh yeah, it's all our truth. Yes, that was
oh shit!
So your phone. Yes, I saw it. Yes,
that was so cool. I saw that.
He was commentating on it, bro. Like, come on, man.
I remember.
But how does that happen?
It looks like he was. It looks like he was in the bed or somewhere close to the bed, and it looks like he grabs the phone and he throws it. So I'm only assuming here is that he was watching something on Instagram, and then when he throws the phone, it accidentally butt dials, I guess, the live.
I do the Instagram live for and I know it's from Streamer, but you have to hit the live button. Like, you have to hit it perfectly. It says go live. Like that was somebody set that up.
You think so?
It's not like you hit record like on a tape player or something, and all of a sudden you're recording by accident, or like a camera where you hit the button and it starts video recording. That's a live. Like it says live. Like, you know what? I'll try. Let me hold on a minute. I want to try to do it right now.
Well, you do that. I've been a social community manager for someone. And to do it live, you have to go through a process. You have to go basically get in to put. It's not like making a phone call. But I bought dialed. It's not like that. So he probably was preparing to do. Maybe he was going to do a live for Instagram or something, and he forgot and left it open. Who knows? And I don't know if you've seen, but if you have to say,
So I just did on my phone, but you do have to hit the button. So like you have to hit the button exactly. It's not just a touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hit the button right now, it went live, started a countdown. I stopped it, but it started a countdown.
Well, let's. You know what? I hope I don't get copyrighted. It is Shannon. He's in some trouble, but he did go live. So I'm gonna go to his site because he did post a video and he wanted to address what was going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you guys. Let's see.
Do it not very loud because you might get copyright for that. So
Well, no, he's not. You're not playing the play-by-play of the action, right?
No.
All right.
This is the.
I was like, I'm gonna have to disappear for a minute, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that again. I'm already. And by the way, my mic was not on when I hit the play when I was listening to it during the show.
That is funny. No, I'm not gonna play that, Sean. I'm gonna play.
I'm not, bro. You guys.
No. I'm going
to go back to soccer talk.
I'm going blind on this, guys, because I don't know what he said. I'm just seeing it right here. I'm gonna share it right now. You see him right there. He's about to say something. So if I get copyrighted, I'll just remove it from the.
You just trim it.
I'll just trim
I do it all the time.
So. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. You know what we're gonna do? Let's at least make it small. There you go. In case he decides to show something or do something weird. All right. So let's play it. Let's see what he says. It's just 3 minutes long. I'm gonna see what he wants to. Let's see what he says. Right? Nothing. I don't know what he can say, but maybe he's trying to save his job because I honestly feel that this incident is gonna get him fired from ESPN. That's just my opinion, but let's see.
I don't think he will, but yeah.
You don't think so?
No, he's too close with Stephen A. So Stephen A. is in the middle of the contract negotiation. There's no way they're gonna fire him.
All right, let's see.
This is somebody related to Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
For a number of reasons, people count on Shannon. Shay, there are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times, and I always try to be professional at all times. Even when I'm behind closed doors, I still try to remain a level of. Even when I'm behind closed doors, I still try to remain a level of professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home. And I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities.
Wow.
But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let them call them. I called my sister. My friends, obviously, my friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone. Staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed.
What I told you.
Engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so
that's a lie. That's a lie.
You don't think he knows?
But
why do you say that's a lie?
He basically show you what too much, so do it. So
because here's my thing. So and again, I don't. Maybe is every Instagram app different? Like Apple, Android, is it different?
I don't think so. I think
on mine, I have to hit the plus on the bottom, right? Then I have to hit live, reel, story, or post.
Yes.
Then I have to hit the live button.
Yes.
So in order for him to just throw it on the bed and he was already in live. So for him to say he's never used live again, that's not accurate.
What about if the woman set him up? Michelle, because that's the woman he was yelling in the video. He was saying Michelle. You know,
I mean, look, it was probably an honest mistake, but I think there's more details to it than just hey, I threw my phone on the bed and all of a sudden Instagram Live went on. Like that doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. And especially if you say you've never used Instagram Live, because for me, usually I do the post. So the first time when I hit the button on Instagram to do a post, it goes right to the first one that you do, which right now it says post because the last thing I did was a post. So it stays on whatever the last thing you did was. And mine would go to a reel now.
All right, let's see what else he says. Hold on.
All of a sudden, my other phone is going off, and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't. I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime?
I'm busy.
And after a while, Jamie Fritz, who's been my longtime marketing guy, he finally got through to me, and he said, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? You know, I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, you know, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what?
Uh-oh.
He said, it sounds like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank.
Woo!
The one thing was missing was Ocho Cinco next to him doing the commentary. That would have been awesome.
You know what he wanted to ask? Does it sound good?
That is a clip right there, bro. It sounded like you were having sex. I mean, if I was his homeboy, his agent, I would have been like, man, it seemed like you were hitting that, bro, and you were hitting it well, bro. That's what you were doing.
Oh,
let me see what else he says. I really am curious now.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It dropped. And obviously, I run my accounts, but Jordan being the good Samaritan, the good soldier that he is, Jordan the one that cut it off. Because hell, I didn't even know it was on. Jordan cut it off. Jordan put the message up. And then after I called my agent, the agency, I called ESPN after I just got this good, tell them the truth. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving. Hey. Hey, Ocho. See, I don't, man. I'll be lying. Okay, lying.
Yes. Come on, man.
We worked hard, Ocho. And, you know, I hit one early this morning.
Come on, man.
In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself. 5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. What's up?
Of course it's Cat.
The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho?
Wow.
You ain't gay today?
Hey, listen.
I said, man.
Listen.
Come on, Cat. He's like,
and this is the funny thing about it. Now you remember all the people talking trash and saying whatever they had to say, trying to assassinate your character, that you might be this, you might be this, or whatever it may be. So hell, I mean, I'm sitting back, I'm thinking, well, hey, it was a goddamn Michelle, it wasn't a Michael.
Oh man.
What a way to end that. That's for sure.
What
a way to end that, gentlemen.
Well, there you go. Ocho Cinco, it's in there. So kudos to him to try to be appear to try to be like Sean says. I don't believe he's 100% being honest, 100% being honest. But he was. I'm thinking he's sincere. I think he's speaking from the heart. It's embarrassing, but he's trying to make the best of it. So kudos to him for that.
You know what, boss? I mean, kudos to him. I was gonna say he has some balls, but maybe that's not the right term. That's not the right term to say. Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Kudos for him for calling ESPN and calling these people and telling them, "Hey, look, I made a mistake, man." And I because of that, I think they're not gonna let him go. They'll probably suspend him or something. Or
and also the fact that he said is, the guy Jordan, which I'm guessing is probably one of his producers or his social media manager, is the one that cut it off, or else it still would have been going.
I wonder how did his manager cut it off? He must have access.
Because if he's access to the same account, he knows he's basically watching the same.
Yeah, but then why did it go for that long? Was it that his manager? I guess
he might not. I mean, you're not watching it all the time. Probably somebody called him and was like, "Hey, you see what Shannon? What's going on?" And then
live.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
No, it's not me.
Yeah, and he's like, "Wait, I'm not doing anything." They probably hopped on and was like, "Oh, damn, let me get this off."
Wait, Steven says he got caught cheating. Is he? I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know that. What's his situation? I don't know.
He would have had to say that and apologize for that too. If he didn't, that's just a huge mess. So I don't think.
I think that would have been. But that was a fun way to end the show, guys. Let's go around the area and go ahead and share how they could find you. So we'll start with you, Finn Sammy. How can the fans find you out there?
Oh, thank you for the invitation, Frankie. As always, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Fizz TV, at Fizz TV on X, at Fizz TV _ on X. And of course, Fizz posts on X also.
And your show runs what day and what time?
Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Nice to know. All right. What about you, Sean? Where can they find you?
Stanley Media House on IG and Threads, Stanley Media _11 on X, and then of course the Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. And check out Squared Circle Digest Tuesdays at 7. Unfortunately, say this.
And well, we're an hour before.
After Fins TV.
No,
Yes.
you're 7. We're 8. That's a great matchup.
Absolutely. And then obviously you guys can follow me at Frankie Fresco, Fresco Music on all social media platforms. Obviously, Let Me Talk to You. I really want to thank both Finn, Sammy, and Sean for coming in. Also for Big Al. Also, he was a team sport. He also came in. I should have brought him during the Shannon Sharp. I would have loved to have gotten his take on Shannon Sharp as well. He probably would have been cracking up. But shout out to all you guys. I really thank you so much for being part of the show today. I miss my brother DiTrapio, but you guys made it special today for me because it felt like I didn't have, like my brother was here as well, because you guys made it really, really fun. even with the soccer talk, even with the jokes and everything from Sean and of course fans, and of course, yeah, I figured you were gonna throw the stupid thing. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. And then everybody on the chat board, Steven Gonzalez, No Doubt, Cat for Life. I saw some new faces here as well. Hold on, let me scroll up. I'm scrolling up here. Anybody? I saw Josh. Oh, Memo was here as well. Let me see. Anybody else? There was somebody else who I saw that was new. Adrian Rainey.
Oh, that's a Rainy Day Pod. That's a great guy.
Oh, okay, cool. Wilfred Joseph came on as well. That's another new face I don't typically see on the chat board, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. And then, of course, at the very beginning, Stoney Stanley as well.
What do you have there, Sean?
Eddie Kingston, man.
Oh, Eddie Kingston.
Look at that price. Can you see the price?
No. What does the price say?
$3, man. $3 for Eddie Kingston, baby.
Wow.
That's pretty sad. That's the bargain.
It's pretty sad. That's how priced it is right now. I mean, I still have some. I have a Christian Cage, but it cost me like I think $20 when I first bought it.
I'll send you a photo of my collection, Sean, because I'm very proud to say I have quite a collection.
I forgot to tell you guys.
Oh, you got the CM Punk bracelet, didn't you?
Yeah, bracelet.
Oh no, not the CM Punk bracelet.
Oh, is that what you were wearing in the picture?
Yeah, so for the Miami Dolphins game, they gave us I guess an apron.
Nice apron, yeah.
Like a cool Dolphins apron. So if you guys saw me on social media, I was wearing this. I only took it for the photo. It was too hot.
I thought you made some kind of like little plate thing or something. That's why, because I saw the thing around your neck and I thought it was like a plate you made for the Dolphins or something.
Some people were telling me, like, Frankie, is that an apron? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, did you really actually take an apron to the game? I was like, no, man, they gave us that. Like, they gave us, I mean, this is really cool. I mentioned this with my brother. I think the ones who do a really good job in giving stuff out for free is the Miami Marlins. But, Dolphins, I mean, if they could start giving some stuff, that'd be pretty cool, because they typically don't give that much, Go ahead.
I'm sorry, that was a huge controversy on X during the week about how the Dolphins, even for season ticket members, are not doing enough. So they board call out this week because.
Wait, hold on a second, Finn. Sammy, are you a season ticket holder?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. But I see a lot of posts talking about how season ticket holders gave. All they received was a card asking them if they wanted to upgrade their season tickets, and so they were pretty mad.
Oh, well, me and my brother are season ticket holders, and over the years, they kind of cut down back on everything. Mm-hmm. Like before, they used to give us a huge packet with all the Miami Dolphins stuff. So you'll get like a memorabilia book with everything that happened the year before and the upcoming year. And it was really, really cool. And they stopped doing it. They haven't done that. Yeah. I mean, I've been a season ticket holder for 10 years. So I think the last time they did that was maybe like, I would probably say like maybe 6-7 years ago. That's how
they basically that was part of the controversy, how they're giving stuff away to celebrities and influencers, but not to the fans. So public, very popular Dolphins fans on the internet calling them out.
It sucks because everything is pricey over there now. It's very expensive. Like Sean was asking me about the food, and yeah, it's very pricey, and it's not. I mean, my brother drank. He got a drink like I think it was like a vodka drink, and it was like $26. And I think that was the last. My brother was like, "That's the last time I buy a drink here," and I was like, "Yeah, you get a beer, bro. You just get a beer. The beer is like
water is $10 or between 10 and $12. So
water's $5.
Okay.
$5. So, and even the discount for us season ticket holders is not that much. It's really not that much. So
Dolphins are kind of middle of the pack in that kind of amenities. So they're not the cheapest. They're not the Falcons. The Falcons give you for $22 you can buy a whole lot of food, a whole lot of drinks. But Dolphins are middle of the pack on that. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
like the Marlins, all you can eat for the second quarter or something. They could do.
Steven is saying, learn how to cook, Frankie. I know how to cook, sir. And then did they have it in UM colors? Absolutely not. And if they did, I would have probably used it as toilet paper.
What's your college? What's your college team, Frankie?
Say that again.
What's your college team?
Wait, Prince Sammy. I'll see if you can figure it out. They lost to the Canes in the first week of the season.
All right, I know.
I am a Gator. I'm a Florida Gator.
Real quick, just so you know, cool moment happens on AEW Dynamite. I just read on X, so you might want to go back and look. I won't spoil it, but a very cool moment. Something we had already talked about a while ago.
Interesting. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you once again for being part of the show. I hope to have you guys in the near future again. And again, guys, don't forget to follow all three of us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to share with your friends and family. We really appreciate you following all of our platforms. That way we could go ahead and grow. It's fun. It's fun to talk to you guys. And like, I know it's virtual, but it's still cool. And look, man, we were out for like 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ. Time flies, bro. So either one thing, either we don't have nothing to do in our lives, or number two, we're having too much fun. I think it's the second one. I think we're having too much fun.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. I do have to spend 2.5 hours with you, Frankie. I mean,
sir, you know you love me, bro. You know you love me.
I'll tell you now, if you gave me some cocaine, I'd be a lot better.
Oh my God. All right, sir. Well, I'll see you guys hopefully next week for episode 39. And once again, let me talk to you. We're out. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Let me talk to you.
The biggest icon in wrestling.
Yeah.